What is up, guys? Yes, we're here. It is time for probably the longest and the most epic video on my channel. It's time to talk about my complete Blu-ray collection for 2025. Now, I know I haven't done one last year. I was trying to do one last year, but things keep getting in the way with work and life and all that stuff. Now I have some spare time in my hands. It's time to do my Blu-ray collection for this year, and oh my god, there's so many movies. It's going to be so long, but you know what? I love doing this Blu-ray collection videos for you guys. I love showing you my movies in my collection, and you know, it's fun for me to see how much my Blu-ray collection has been grown throughout last year and now. Now this is my first Blu-ray collection in this brand new shelf that I had last year. It's probably going to be much more easier now because my last Blu-ray collection video was a pain. Because I had one shelf here, one shelf up there, I have drawers down there, I have to keep it up with putting them back in different shelves and all that stuff. Now I have this whole shelf here, so it'll be much more easier to organize and put back, and they're all in the order that I wanted to show you, so it's going to be much more easier to organize. So, it's going to be a long video, so go grab some popcorn, grab any snacks and drinks whatsoever, because this is going to be a long and epic video. So, sit back, relax, it's time to do my complete Blu-ray collection for 2025. So let's get started, guys. Before I get started in this entire Blu-ray collection video, please make sure you follow me on all social media links down below and keep in contact with me, and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you're new to this channel and press the bell for notifying for more movie related content. So I'm going to start off with something a bit different. Yes, I'm going to go through number orders and ABC order. That's not going to change. But I want to start off talking about some exclusives in my collection, because as you guys can see, they might not fit in these bars in my shelf. So these are the movies that basically don't fit in these shelves. I kept them all separate. So these are just basically box sets and exclusives in my collection. So I decided to start off with those first. So let's start off with some box sets in my collection. So let's start off with the Child's Play movies. Now this includes Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3, Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, and Curse of Chucky. I love these movies. Of course, Child's Play is a classic. Chucky is one of the most iconic horror characters of all time. I don't like how wrecked this box set is though. I'm going to try and go on Amazon and find another box set that's like this, because I really love this box set, but it's all freaking wrecked. So I definitely am going to try and get a new one, but I love the Chucky movies. Next up, we have the Clint Eastwood collection, the Dirty Harry collection, which includes Dirty Harry, Magnum Force, The Enforcer, Sudden Impact, and the Deadpool. I've only seen Dirty Harry. It's a Clint Eastwood classic. I have not seen the other films, so I'll definitely check him out. Definitely check him out in, whenever I feel like it. Next up, we have the Close Encounters of the Third Kind. This is the 3D, not 3D, this is the 4K box set right here. If you've seen most of my Blu-ray collection videos or my Blu-ray hunting videos in the past, you know what this thing does. But this is a classic Steven Spielberg film. This is not, I would say, my favorite Steven Spielberg film, but it's definitely one of his classics. Absolutely. And I heard he's going to do another UFO film. So pumped for that. Next, we have Godzilla -1 in this really cool little box set right here. I love this movie. This is definitely one of the best Godzilla movies that we have gotten. It's a Godzilla movie that literally felt like a monster movie, which is what I wanted from a Godzilla movie, and this movie has characters that I would remember. I love the characters in this movie, and this is a really cool looking box set, guys. It looked really cool. Thank you to my sister who bought me this movie for Christmas. Awesome. Next up, we have the Indiana Jones The Complete Adventures box set, which includes the 4 Indiana Jones movies. I still don't have Dial of Destiny in my collection. I don't know if I want to get it, to be honest, because that movie really let me down. But, of course, the Indiana Jones movies, I loved the first 3 movies. I thought Temple of Doom is underrated as hell, but I love Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's my favorite in the series. And, of course, The Last Crusade is a great conclusion to the trilogy. And, yeah, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, it's there. It's not the worst movie that I've seen, but it's definitely, the biggest disappointment. Next up, we have the James Bond collection. I'm not going to talk about all the movies that includes on here because there's so many Bond movies. But, yeah, I haven't grown up with the James Bond movies, but I definitely am excited to watch all these James Bond movies because I haven't watched all James Bond movies, obviously. There's so many James Bond movies, but this is a really cool looking box set. If I could pick my favorite Bonds, I would say Sean Connery and Daniel Craig. They're definitely both a draw for me. Sean Connery's the classic Bond and Daniel Craig's the most badass Bond. That's how I balance this draw. Next up, We have the Jurassic World trilogy right here. I really like this little box set right here. I love how it opens. It looks really freaking sick. This, of course, includes Jurassic Park, one of my favorite movies of all time. The Lost World Jurassic Park. I would say it's a pretty underrated sequel. I don't think a lot of people like that movie. I really enjoyed that movie, and of course, Jurassic Park 3 is terrible, but I love it for that. You know, it's a guilty pleasure of mine, so I love this trilogy. Not looking forward to the new Jurassic World, to be honest with you. Next up, we have the Karate Kid trilogy on 4K. This is a really cool looking box set. I love this artwork. And of course includes the first Karate Kid movie, which is one of my favorite movies as a kid. I loved the first Karate Kid so freaking much. It's such a great film. Karate Kid Part 2 I actually find pretty underrated. I think it's a very underrated sequel. And the third one, obviously, is the worst one out of the trilogy. But, you know, I enjoyed these three movies for what they are. And the first movie is a total classic. I love Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita as Miss Miyagi. One of the coolest characters ever. Rest in peace. And of course, I love the Cobra Kai series. I thought it ended off the series very, very well, the final season. It's awesome, and I'm looking forward to Karate Kid Legends. I'll definitely review the Karate Kid movies leading up to that. Next up, we have the Lord of the Rings, the Extended Edition trilogy. I have the theatrical editions in my collection, which, in my unpopular opinion, I like the theatrical editions just a little bit more than the extended editions, but I do love the extended editions of these movies. I'm going to talk about more about them when I talk about the theatrical editions, but I love this trilogy so much. Next up, we have the Planet of the Apes movies right here. Includes the original Planet of the Apes, Beneath the Planet of the Apes, Escape from the Planet of the Apes, Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, Battle for the Planet of the Apes, the shitty 2001 remake, and Rise and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which I have on 4K in this collection. But I got them because of the original movies. I've only seen the first one. That's all I've seen out of the original movies, but I'll definitely watch the original movies. Maybe when probably the new one is going to come out. I don't know if they're going to do a sequel to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Hope they do. Next up we have Apollo. You know, he's a big guy, you know. The Rocky movies. Come on. I love these movies so much. This is definitely, to me, the best Sylvester Stallone movies of all time. You know, the first two Rocky movies are great movies in general. But unpopular opinion, I would say Rocky 3 is my favorite. I love Rocky 3. I thought Mr. T is a fun villain. But I just love the way Rocky 3 was written. And of course, Rocky 4 is probably the most cheesiest out of them all. But, you know, Ivan Drago, one of the most iconic Rocky villains. Rocky 5, I don't mind it. It's definitely my least in the Rocky series, but I don't mind it as it is, and Rocky Balboa is pretty decent as well. But yeah, I love the Rocky movies. Sylvester Stallone, iconic. Next up, we have the Star Wars, the Complete Saga, which includes the original trilogy, which is to me one of the best trilogies of all time, and of course the prequel trilogy, which congratulations to Revenge of the Sith. You're now 20 years old. That's awesome. Which is definitely the most watchable prequel. But what else can I say about Star Wars? I love Star Wars. I love the original trilogy. It's one of my favorites. The prequel trilogy, they're still watchable, but definitely bad movies. But I would say Revenge of the Sith is definitely the best in the prequels. But of course, you gotta watch it for the original trilogy. Empire Strikes Back is one of the greatest movies of all time. It has one of the most iconic movie twists of all time. And the last out of the box sets I'm going to show you is the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory box set on 4K. I already showed you this box set in my Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory review, so check it out if you want to see what's inside. It's really freaking cool. But, come on, this movie's a total classic. Gene Wilder, one of his most iconic performances of all time, rest in peace. Yeah, I love this movie. I loved it even more than the remake. I liked the remake as a kid, but I cannot believe I haven't discovered this movie first, because Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is a total classic. Now let's get into some exclusives that don't fit into these shelves here. So let's talk about some Digibooks that I own in this collection. I only have 3 of them. I have a couple of Universal 100th Anniversary Digibooks because I thought they're freaking awesome. One of them is E.T. This is a Steven Spielberg classic. Love this movie so much. Come on. What can go wrong with E.T.? This is literally one of the most classic family films of all time. I'll definitely show my kids this movie in the future when I have kids. Because this is just a great family film. E.T. is one of the most lovable aliens ever put into film. And the last 100th Anniversary Digibook I got with E.T. is Gladiator. This movie is one of my favorite Ridley Scott films. This is such an epic film. Definitely the best Russell Crowe performance. He is so good in this movie as Maximus. Man, this film is epic. The action scenes are fantastic. Yes, I rewatched this movie before Gladiator 2 last year, and it was so worth it. It looks great on Blu-ray. I don't know if I want to upgrade to 4K, to be honest, because I just love that Digibook. And the last Digibook I have is one Warner Brothers one I have, and that is Poltergeist. This movie is so rare to find, this digibook. I just randomly found this digibook, and it's a really cool little digibook. Poltergeist is a classic. Definitely one of my favorite horror films of all time. This movie scarred me as a kid. But it's like a very light-hearted horror film, you know? Yes, it has some dark scenes, scary scenes, but it's just very light-hearted. It has that Spielberg magic in it, even though it hasn't been... even though it's not directed by Steven Spielberg. I'll probably stutter a lot in this video. That's what I was trying to say. My apologies. Now we just have some, you know, random exclusives in the collection that doesn't fit. So we have some David Fincher films that have their exclusive Blu-rays. One of them is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. This is a great film. I haven't seen this film in such a long time, but the last time I saw this film, this is a great David Fincher film. A movie that, it's a shame, you know? Yeah, we got a kind of a sequel to the film, which didn't go well. But, yeah, this is a pretty good David Fincher film. Yeah, I wish, you know, the sequel could have been better. Next up, Gone Girl. This is another David Fincher exclusive. I like his Blu-rays. It's very unique. Like, it's sort of like a slipcover box set in a way. Yeah, Gone Girl is another great David Fincher film. Ben Affleck is fantastic in the film. Rosamund Pike is great in this film. This is a really good, you know, whodunit type movie, missing person movie. This is definitely well directed. And the last exclusive I want to show before we get to my normal Blu-rays is, this is a, I don't know what this is actually, what type of exclusive this is, but Pig. I like this little 3D slipcover. I don't know if you can see it. It's very hard to see. It's very bubbled. I have to do something to fix that, but this is a very underrated Nicolas Cage movie. This movie is basically John Wick in a way with Nicolas Cage, but it's just more hardcore. This is a really good movie, and I love this little... Oh, it's a steelbook. I forgot what this was, actually. It's a steelbook. So yeah, here's a steelbook. Yeah, I got this from like a movie market, and you know, it's pretty rare to find, so this is a really cool looking exclusive. So definitely Pig is one of the most underrated Nicolas Cage movies. Alright guys, we have done with box sets and exclusives. Now, let's get into the actual Blu-rays in this collection. Starting off with Numbers. Yes, this is all in ABC order, from Numbers to A to Z. So this is all in order. So let's start off with Numbers. So starting off with 310 Yuma, the movie that starts off everyone's Blu-ray collection video. 8 Mile, Mom Spaghetti. Such a great film. 10 Things I Hate About You, one of the best teen romance movies of all time. Probably one of my favorite Shakespeare adaptations of all time. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. 10 Cloverfield Lane. Haven't seen this movie in such a long time. I gotta rewatch this movie. I love Dan Trachtenberg, what he does with his movies. Next up, 12 Angry Men. This is one of the criterions I have in this collection. This is definitely one of the best black and white films of all time. Such a suspenseful film. 13 Hours. Pre-Dixon Michael Bay film. This film was a huge surprise that year. And I would say, yeah, it's the first film that I discovered John Krasinski as an actor. 17 again. This is such a weird movie, but I liked it as a kid, that's why I have it. I have some childhood movies in my collection. Not a kid's movie, but I liked it when it came out. 1917. Definitely want to upgrade this one to 4K. There's going to be a certain amount of movies in my collection now I'm going to say, yeah, I want to upgrade this to 4K. This is definitely one of them. Such a great, almost one-take war movie. We have two of my favorite comedies right here. We have 21 and 22 Jump Street. Love Jonah Hill, love Channing Tatum, love their chemistry with one another. Such great comedies, so hilarious. 28 Days Later, I still have to get 28 Weeks Later. Cannot wait for 28 Years Later coming out this year. This is definitely one of the greatest zombie movies of all time, in my opinion. Kelly Clarkson! The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Love this movie, one of my favorite comedies of all time. Steve Carell. I would say this is the movie that put him on the map. Absolutely. 42, great baseball movie, and rest in peace Chadwick Boseman. Man, it's still sad that he passed away. Man. Speaking of cancer, 50-50. This is a comedy movie tackling on the subject of cancer, and they did the most impossible thing, made it hilarious. This is such a good, this is such a good heartwarming comedy. 50 First Dates. Yeah, I enjoyed this movie. Pretty sad for a rom-com though. Like, Drew Barrymore plays a woman that every day she doesn't remember anything. It's a sad, like, concept, but it made it really cute and hilarious. 65, I know a lot of people didn't like this movie. I didn't mind this movie. It's not that bad. It's not the worst movie that I've seen that year. 101 Dalmatians, a really underrated Disney film. Loved this movie as a kid. Man, 127 hours. Man, that arm cutting scene, it's such a hard scene to watch, but very good survival movie, and one of James Franco's best performances with another movie in my collection. This is Sparta! 300. I'm gonna upgrade this one to 4K. I actually just watched that film yesterday. It still holds up in my opinion. Very corny, but I loved it. 500 Days of Summer, one of my favorite rom-coms of all time. This movie tackles romance in the most realistic way. Before the shitty Snow White movie, we had this movie directed by Mark Webb, and just what happened? This is such a good movie. One of the best Joseph Gordon-Levitt performances. And the last movie in the numbers category is, of course, 2001: A Space Odyssey, another movie that I want to upgrade to 4K. Such a revolutionary movie. I got to see this movie in 70mm. I said in my last Blu ray collection that I want to see this movie in 70mm. I finally did it. It was amazing. Okay, now let's get into the A's. So, starting off with Abigail. This movie is such a surprise that came out last year. I really enjoyed this movie. This is a really good vampire movie. I feel like vampire movies are starting to go on a roll right now. We have Abominable. Still embarrassed that I said Abominable in my review. Yes, that's how I pronounced it back in 2019. Really embarrassing. But pretty underrated DreamWorks film. Not the best. About Time. Really good rom-com movie. This is a rom-com movie about time traveling. And it actually did pretty well. I love Domhnall Gleeson and Rachel McAdams' chemistry. Such an underrated rom-com. Definitely check that movie out. Oh, maybe I should give you a call sometime. Your number's still 911? Alrighty then. The Ace Ventura movies, Pet Detective and When Nature Calls. Classic Jim Carrey. Great films. We have The Accountant. I'm definitely going to rewatch this movie because the sequel's coming out and I heard really good things about it. This is a very underrated Ben Affleck film. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. It's such a badass movie. Definitely can't wait to rewatch that. The Abyss. Finally, this movie came out on physical media because I saw this movie for the first time, was it 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago, in IMAX. I'm going to say it. This is my favorite James Cameron movie. This movie is spectacular. Love this movie. Looks great on 4K. Yeah, I think this is one of the most underrated James Cameron films. This film is amazing. I love this movie. Such a great experience that I saw for the first time in IMAX. I cannot believe I haven't seen that movie. That's like movie magic right there. The Adventures of Tintin. Haven't watched that movie in such a long time. The Aftermath. The reason why I got this movie is because Keira Knightley, man, smoking. Damn it! Get off my plane! Air Force One. Classic Harrison Ford. Love this movie. Haven't watched that movie in a while, actually. Akira. Love this movie. This is definitely one of my favorite anime movies of all time. This movie is so awesome. If you haven't seen it, even if you're not into anime movies, just check it out. It's a good movie in general. The original Alice in Wonderland, don't own the remake, or the sequel, because they both suck. The original Aladdin, one of my favorite Disney films of all time. Robin Williams, one of his best. Rest in peace. Just fantastic. And also have the remake of Aladdin, which I gotta watch this again, because I felt like this movie, it's gonna be one of those movies that I liked it back then, and then now I'll be like, yeah, don't like it as much. Alita Battle Angel. This movie is so underrated. Check this movie out if you haven't seen it. It looks great on Blu-ray. I might upgrade that one to 4K. It's not getting a sequel because it didn't do well. And it's sad. Alvin and the Chipmunks. Hey, back off, man. This is Dave Seville. This is one of my favorite childhood movies as a kid. I love this movie as a kid. That's why I own it. Don't own the sequels. They suck. But I could watch the first movie. It doesn't bother me as much. I liked it as a kid, so that's why I own it. Alright, we have the Alien movies. We have the original Alien, one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't know if I want to upgrade to 4K because some people didn't like the 4K, so I'll see. Aliens, great sequel. Man, it's one of those changes that absolutely work. You know, the first Alien is more of a horror movie. This is more of an action movie, and it works so well. James Cameron knows how to direct action in movies. We have Alien vs. Predator. Such a guilty pleasure. Very underrated. I enjoy myself with this movie. We have Alien Covenant. Another Alien movie that I find pretty underrated. It has its issues, definitely. It's not the best Alien movie, but I enjoyed it for what it was. And the latest Alien movie, Alien Romulus, in this really nice steelbook. I love this steelbook. Such a nice steelbook. I love the art. Yeah, I would say it's definitely the best Alien film that came out in a while. I did like the ending, to be honest with you, But the rest of the movie, I enjoyed myself with it. I thought Fede Alvarez does a great job directing that movie. Almost Famous. American Assassin. I find this movie pretty underrated. Dylan O'Brien, I thought he was a pretty good action star, I'm not gonna lie. If you hear like barking in the background, that's my dogs going nuts. We're going into the American movies, by the way. We have American Gangster. American History X. Edward Norton's best movie. Such a good movie. American Psycho, the movie that brought Christian Bale on the map. Yeah, such a good movie. I love American Psycho. I can watch that every Halloween, actually. American Sniper, definitely overrated throughout the years. Man, that fake baby. I can't take that scene seriously, honestly. And The Last American, An American Werewolf of London, one of the greatest werewolf movies of all time, one of the best werewolf transformation scenes ever put into film. Just fantastic film. John Landis, man, great film. Ambulance, not American Ambulance, one of the better Michael Bay films. I really enjoyed this movie, to be honest with you. The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I love Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. I thought he's awesome. But these two movies are pretty meh, in my opinion. Okay, hopefully these Blu-rays don't fall. I don't want any Blu-rays to fall in this video. Here's the other A pile. We have Anchorman. Loud noises! Such a funny movie. We have the first Annabelle Creation, which is definitely better than the first one, and one of my favorite Conjuring prequels, and Annabelle Comes Home, which I find the movie just okay. But, yeah, I'm starting to not, get into the Conjuring movies anymore. I know we're getting a new Conjuring this year. I'm very skeptical about that, to be honest with you. Annie. The sun will come out tomorrow. We have Antlers. We have the Ant-Man movies. We have Ant-Man, which I enjoyed this movie. I love the first Ant-Man. Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I find pretty okay. It's a decent sequel. And this atrocity, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I think it's now a wasteful movie because I don't know if Kang the Conqueror is going to ever appear now in the MCU because of Jonathan Majors. Now we got Doctor Doom. So yeah, I feel like this is now you can just forget about the movie because it's just a wasteful potential. But yeah, the first two I liked, the third one sucked. We have Anomalisa. Very underrated movie. This is I can see this movie's not for everybody because this movie is pretty much a weird movie at times, but yeah, I like this movie. I thought the stop motion animation really kicks in the movie. It's a very human movie. This is one of the most underrated movies of all time, Apocalypto. This movie is extremely underrated. Mel Gibson, definitely one of his best films. Absolutely. Such an underrated film. Critically underrated. Apocalypse Now. Don't kill me. I still haven't seen it. I gotta watch Apocalypse Now. I'm so mad that I haven't seen the movie. Let me know in the comments below which cut is the best cut of that movie, and I'll watch it. Apollo 13, a movie I have seen. Houston, we have a problem. The first Aquaman. I really enjoyed this movie. I know a lot of people didn't like this movie because of how silly it is. It's supposed to be silly. It's Aquaman. And definitely Jason Momoa, he'll be missed. I've heard he's going to play Lobo now in James Gunn's universe. I'm into it. But after the Minecraft movie that just recently came out, which that review is coming up soon, yikes. I don't know about Jason Momoa anymore, to be honest with you. The Aristocats, which apparently we're getting a Disney live action of that movie. I don't want to close my eyes. One of the most overused songs in the movie ever, but Armageddon, classic Michael Bay. I enjoy that movie. Such a cheesy movie. Argo. Some people say Argo, fuck yourself. Arrival. Love Denis Villeneuve. Definitely one of his good films. Might upgrade that one to 4K, actually. AI Artificial Intelligence. Not the best Steven Spielberg film, but I enjoy it. The fact is, this was meant to be directed by Stanley Kubrick, but he passed away. Fun fact. R for Christmas. I'm going to put it over here because it's getting full over here. Astro Boy. I liked this movie as a kid. It's not a great film, but I liked it as a kid, and I thought the animation looked pretty good. The A-Team. This is the best Michael Bay film that isn't a Michael Bay film. This literally feels like a Michael Bay film. Yeah, baby. The Austin Powers trilogy. I love this trilogy. The first movie was fun enough, but the second movie is my favorite in the series. The Spy Who Shagged Me. Love that movie. And Goldmember is also a lot of fun. Smoking the Pancake. Australia. Avatar. I know a lot of people find this movie very overrated, which I just don't understand. I love Avatar. I will always love Avatar. I'll still remember the time that I saw this movie in theaters. This movie blew me away, and I think it still holds up, honestly. And Avatar: The Way of Water. I thought it's better than the first one. I thought this movie has a lot of impactful moments, and the visual effects, man, especially in the water, they're all motion capture. It's amazing, and I am looking forward to Fire and Ash coming out. That movie's going to be epic. And the last in the A's are the Avengers movies, which I just need to upgrade these to 4K, so it's probably going to be the last time we ever see these Blu-rays. But we have the first Avengers, which I just watched it this year, recently, for rewatch, because I wanted to rewatch this movie for a long time. Still holds up, one of the greatest comic book movies of all time. Avengers Age of Ultron. Yeah, my least in the series, but I still find it good, you know? Some people didn't like this movie. I really enjoyed Age of Ultron for what it was, but definitely not the best. And we have Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, I would say, two biggest cinematic blockbusters of all time. These movies are impactful as hell, great theater experiences, and still one of the greatest comic book movies of all time. Alright, A's done. Now let's get into the B's. So, starting off with Baby Driver. Definitely my favorite Edgar Wright film. This film blew me away when it came out. This is such a fun movie. Babylon. This movie, oh man, this is one of the most mixed bag movies that came out that year. I really enjoyed this movie. This is when Damien Chazelle just goes completely nuts throughout this movie. But I really enjoyed Babylon. Such a great theater experience as well. We have 1.21 gigawatts. The Back to the Future trilogy. I would say, yeah, I love all three of these movies. Definitely the first one is the best one. 2 is a decent sequel. The third one's my least favorite, but I enjoy it for what it was. I love this trilogy. Another one of the greatest trilogies of all time, in my opinion. Speaking of, no, it's not a trilogy, it's a quadrilogy now. We have Bad Boys. Really enjoyed the first movie, such a fun movie. Bad Boys 2, definitely my least, but it still has its fun moments. Bad Boys for Life was a big surprise. I was not expecting this movie to be that good. This is definitely my favorite in the series. Really surprisingly good. And also I have Bad Boys Brother Die, which is another great surprise. Yeah, I wouldn't mind another Bad Boys. I love Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Great chemistry. We have The Bad Guys. Interested in the sequel coming out this year. I actually completely forgot there was a sequel this year. Bambi. Disney. Whatever you do, don't do a live action movie of this. Please don't. It's a great Disney film. Leave it alone. Just Ken. Barbie. Yeah, I don't like the Steelbook, to be honest with you. I might change this to the normal 4K, but I love Barbie. Such a great film. Oh man, I can't wait to see what Greta Gerwig does next. I've heard she's doing a new Narnia series. I'm interested. But definitely Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie's best performance easily. Alright, now we're getting to the Batman movies. Now, I got the Batman quadrilogy right here, which includes Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. Yes, I replaced the first 2 Blu-rays and the last 2 4Ks with this. It just looks really weird that I have the first 2 movies on Blu-ray and the other 2 on 4K. People probably think I'm an idiot. So I sold those and I got this instead. This is much better. I love the first Tim Burton Batman. It's one of my favorite comic book movies. Batman Returns is a great sequel, but way too dark for what it was. Very Tim Burton. And Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, they suck. Batman and Robin's like my biggest guilty pleasure. Now, these 3 bad boys right here. We have Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. I upgraded these to 4K because these are some of the best 4Ks that I've ever purchased. If you want to get a 4K player and you don't know what first 4K you want to buy these movies. They look amazing on 4K. But of course, the Dark Knight trilogy, one of my favorite trilogies of all time. I love these movies so much. The Dark Knight is one of my favorite movies of all time. Batman movies aren't over yet though. We got Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Looks great on 4K. I gotta rewatch this movie because it's one of those movies that I don't know if I like it or don't like it the more times I rewatch it, because there are good things about this movie, but there's also some bad things. So it's a big mixed bag. One of the most disappointing movies of all time, easily. The Lego Batman movie, very underrated Lego movie. I really had a lot of fun with this film. It's basically a spoof movie of the Batman movies. And of course the last one is The Batman. Love The Batman, one of my favorite comic book movies right now in this decade. Man, the Batman 2 is getting delayed so many times. It gets me very skeptical. I don't want it to suck because this movie is so good. Fantastic. Rob Pattinson, great Batman. We have Baywatch. Guilty pleasure. It's a bad movie, but it's a fun bad movie. There are some bad movies that I can like watch and just enjoy it for what they are. The original Beauty and the Beast, another one of my favorite Disney films of all time. Belle is one of the hottest Disney princesses. Such a classic Disney film. Probably the only Disney princess film that I've grown up more as a kid. I love Beauty and the Beast. It's such a good movie. And of course I got the remake of Beauty and the Beast, which I gotta rewatch. Because, yeah, it's getting more hated throughout the years. I gotta watch this movie again. Beau is Afraid. This is the most weirdest movies that I've ever seen. Ari Aster, I don't know what he's thinking making this movie, or what his vision is. He's just a weird director. But yeah, Beau is Afraid. I remember the theater experience. Me and my friend were like, what the fuck is this movie? That's why I bought it. Beast. Pretty fun creature feature. Now, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. See? No one around. Beetlejuice. One of my favorite Tim Burton movies. This movie is a lot of fun. Michael Keaton, just classic. And also, I have Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. This movie is, not as great as the first one. It could have been better, I'll be honest with you. But it's a fun sequel. It's definitely one of the better Tim Burton films that came out in a while. And it's bringing back all practical effects. It looks awesome. And Michael Keaton's still great as Beetlejuice. So, I'm okay to own the movie because it's a fine sequel. It's watchable. We have Belfast. Alright, this pile here. I still have another B pile over there. Ben-Hur. This movie's a classic. Haven't rewatched this movie in such a long time, but I'm going to wait because I know I'm going to see this movie in theaters because they're showing this movie in 35mm in a theater nearby my house. I'm excited to rewatch this movie in theaters, and yeah, I'll rewatch this movie on Blu-ray. I got that recently. We have Beowulf. Got this movie for like $2. I'm not joking. $2. Best Friends. This is Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero movie. Now, if you wonder what this autograph is, this is actually signed by Greg Sestero, and I'll tell you the story when I show you the room, because it's a great story. Better Man. This movie was a big surprise. I enjoyed myself with this movie. This is definitely one of the better music biopics that came out in such a long time. So good. Big Hero 6. Love Big Hero 6. Well, that's just your opinion, man. The Big Lebowski, one of the best Coen Brothers movies of all time, one of my favorite comedies. Such a hilarious movie. So good. The Big Short. Big Trouble in Little China. Such a cheesy, corny movie, but I love it for that. It's such an 80s movie. So good. The Bike Riders. I find this movie pretty underrated. Not the best movie. It's basically Goodfellas with bikers. Pretty good movie. I would say this is definitely the best I have seen Austin Butler in a movie, and I would say it's the best I've seen Tom Hardy in a long time in a movie. He is so good in this movie. Suntan lotion is good for me. Back to school, back to school. Billy Madison. Definitely one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies. This movie, I love the young Adam Sandler days, when he done this movie and Happy Gilmore, which is doing a sequel this year. But yeah, I definitely love Billy Madison. Ooh, really? I love that Adam Sandler. The immature Adam Sandler. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Party on, dude. The only Bill and Ted movie I had, because the other movies I didn't really like, to be honest. Birdman, great movie. Did it win Best Picture? Yeah, it did that year. The Birds, definitely one of my favorite steelbooks in this collection. Love the steelbook. Definitely classic Alfred Hitchcock. This movie was terrifying. Birds of Prey. I'm going to stumble on these movies. I definitely will, because it's going to be a long video. Birds of Prey and the Fabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Great film. Love that movie. I find that movie underrated, actually. I didn't put that movie in my favorite list. I don't know why. Of that year. Black Adam. Yeah, this movie's very mixed. I enjoyed it when it came out, but I haven't rewatched it since, so I'll definitely rewatch this movie sooner or later. Oh yeah, we're getting into black something movies. We got Black and Blue, very underrated cop movie. Black Hawk Down, very good Ridley Scott war movie. Yeah, definitely check this movie out. Such a good war movie. Black Klansman. Black Panther, rest in peace once again to Chadwick Boseman. Man, it sucks. It was unexpected too in 2020. It was so unexpected. Was so looking forward to the sequel. Man, It's such a shame he passed away. Rest in peace. His memory will live on forever. And Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Man, this movie is so good. From all the troubles this movie has gone through in production with Chadwick Boseman and all that stuff, this movie delivers. Such a good sequel and great tribute to Chadwick Boseman. Black Rain. This movie is super underrated. Another Ridley Scott movie that I find pretty underrated. Has Michael Douglas. This is a really good cop thriller movie. Saw that for the first time last year. Pretty good movie. Black Swan. Have a lot of Black something movies in this collection, I just noticed. Black Widow. Last one in the Blacks. Yeah. Pretty disappointing. And it's one of those, 10 years too late movies. This could have happened literally after Civil War. Because it took place after Civil War. Blade. I heard the MCU Blade is cancelled, which I'm actually kind of thankful for, because Wesley Snipes is the one and only Blade, like you said in Deadpool Wolverine. He is. I need to own the other Blade movies. I love the first Blade, though. Blade Runner. I gotta rewatch this movie again, because I know I said this movie is very overrated, but hopefully it gets better, through my opinion, because I want to love this movie. So, yeah, I'm going to rewatch this movie. And Blade Runner 2049, this movie. How did I not get this movie on 4K? I'm such a shame I got this on Blu-ray. I'm definitely going to upgrade this one to 4K, because Blade Runner 2049 is definitely in my favorite Denis Villeneuve films. One of the better sequels in a long time. Such a fantastic movie right here. The Blind Side. I enjoyed this movie. I remember seeing this movie at school. Sandra Bullock. Great performance, in my opinion. Blood Diamond. Very underrated movie. I'm going to say that a lot in this Blu-ray collection video, because I have so many underrated movies in my collection. This is one of them. Absolutely. Bloodfather. Bloodshot. This movie's terrible. This is actually the last movie that I saw before COVID hit. Yeah, it's so bad that it's good. It's one of those types of movies that I can just turn my brain off and have fun with it. Blue Beetle. This movie is pretty underrated, actually. A lot of people are mixed by this film. Some people find this film mostly okay. I find this movie awesome. Jaime Wenda, he's a star right here. He is great in this movie, and I thought the action scenes are awesome. Blue Beetle itself looks awesome. Yeah, I heard they're going to do a TV series of this as a sequel. I want to see an actual sequel to this. And hopefully Blue Beetle's in James Gunn's universe, because I thought this character is awesome. I really enjoyed Blue Beetle. The Bob's Burgers movie. Love Bob's Burgers. Bohemian Rhapsody, a movie that I first loved, and the more times I think about it throughout the years, I started to like this movie a bit less. But Rami Malek definitely deserved that Oscar. I'll give him that. Bolt. Such a cute Disney movie. Very underrated. Yeah, very cute movie. What's not to say about Bolt? Bones and All. Very fucked up movie. This is one of the most fucked up romance movies, but also the most original. I really enjoy that movie. The Book of Eli. Denzel Washington. Badass movie. Now we have the Bourne trilogy right here. We have the Bourne Identity. Oops. I almost dropped them. The Bourne Supremacy. And the Bourne Ultimatum. Definitely my favorite in the trilogy. I love the Bourne movies. I don't know if I want to get the Bourne Legacy and Jason Bourne just to complete the collection, because those movies kind of sucked. But, if they're cheap, I'll get them to complete it. Why not? Boyhood. Overrated, in my opinion, but very good effort. Brave. The more times I've seen this movie, the more times I like it. I really enjoyed Brave. Yes, it has issues. It's not the best Pixar film, but I enjoyed Brave. I love Merida as a character. Braveheart. Freedom! Another movie I want to get on 4K. Yeah, probably by the next Blu-ray collection, if I am going to do another Blu-ray collection video, which most likely I will, there's going to be a lot of upgraded 4Ks, because there's so many movies I want to upgrade to 4K. Bridge of Spies. Brightburn. Very underrated. I really enjoyed this movie. It's basically an evil take on Superman. Horror take on Superman. I really enjoyed this movie. It is rushed. I'll give it that, but it's a good film. The pacing's pretty well done in the film. Eat My Shorts. The Breakfast Club. One of my favorite John Hughes movies of all time. One of my favorite teen movies. So iconic. Great casting. Yeah. Don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about this movie. Absolutely. Brother Bears 1 and 2. I wouldn't mind seeing a live action of this one, actually. I'm curious to see how that goes, because Brother Bear is not a perfect movie, but I enjoyed it. And Brother Bear 2, I liked it as a kid, so that's why I own it. But I hate when, Disney original movies mix up with the sequels. I hate those types of Blu-rays. Bullet Train. Very fun movie. Bumblebee, easily the best Transformers movie. Such a big surprise. I really enjoyed Bumblebee. Buried. If you hate tight places in movies, you will hate this movie, because this movie is suspenseful as hell, but one of the best Ryan Reynolds performances. Absolutely. And the last in the B's is A Bug's Life. To me, a very underrated Disney film. Pixar film. This film is pretty unappreciated throughout the years and pretty forgotten. I think A Bug's Life is good. The animation does not hold up, I'll give it that. But, very fun movie. Okay, we have done the B's, now let's get into the C's. Here we go. We got The Cabin in the Woods. Fantastic movie. This movie really surprised me that year. I think it surprised everyone. Everyone expects this to be shit. It's fucking great. I might get this one 4K. I gotta say that so many times in this video. The Call of the Wild. Very unappreciated. I enjoyed this movie. A lot of people hate it because the dog is CGI, but the stuff they do to the dogs in the movie, I can understand why they use CGI, because, come on, that's messed up. Call Me By Your Name. The first movie that I discovered... No, Interstellar's where I discovered Timothée Chalamet as an actor. Candyman, the original. This is an hour video. I have a couple of those in my collection. Yeah, very good horror film. Rest in peace, Tony Todd, who plays him. And I have the Candyman remake/sequel right here. I like this movie. So underrated. Now we got the Captain America movies. We have Captain America: The First Avenger. Very fun MCU film. I really enjoyed the first movie. Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Definitely in my favorite MCU films of all time. Love The Winter Soldier. I started to rewatch all the MCU movies because I haven't watched some of them in such a long time. Still holds up. Love The Winter Soldier. And Captain America: Civil War. Definitely would be close to my favorite MCU films. Such an epic film. I would say it's more of Avengers 2.0 than a Captain America movie, but still, awesome. Captain Marvel. Yeah, pretty disappointing. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now. Captain Phillips. Such a great film. Definitely one of Tom Hanks' best performance. Cape Fear. Great remake. Love that movie. Give this movie more praise. I thought Robert De Niro is great in that movie. Alright. We got this trilogy. We got Cars, which I liked. I like Cars. Cars 2, easily one of the worst Pixar films ever made. Why in the fuck they did this spy espionage movie with Mater being the star? Why Pixar? And Cars 3. I liked it until the ending. I'll give it that. Alright, we have another error video. The original Carrie. I enjoyed this movie. I thought this movie is good. I didn't find it great in my opinion. And unpopular opinion, I might like the remake just a little bit more. Because, you know, I saw it when it came out. And I loved it when it came out. But yeah. I still enjoyed the original movie, and of course this is John Travolta's very first movie, and I do like that cover art. Man, here's looking at you, kid. Casablanca. This is definitely one of my favorite romance movies of all time. Such a goddamn classic. This is cinema right here. Love Casablanca. I actually want to rewatch that movie, actually, today. I enjoyed it. Casino Royale. Easily my favorite James Bond movie. I love Casino Royale. I know I got the Bond box set earlier, but I'm okay with keeping the physical copy of Casino Royale because it really shows that this is still my favorite Bond film. It literally didn't feel like a Bond movie, really. It felt like an action film. It felt like the Batman Begins of Bond. We have Casino. I still haven't seen it. Don't kill me. I'll see it. I'll definitely see it. Alright. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. Definitely on my list. Castaway. My favorite Tom Hanks performance. One of my favorite survival movies of all time. My favorite Robert Zemeckis film, easily. Yeah, Tom Hanks on an island with a volleyball. And Wilson the volleyball, one of the best supporting characters ever put into film. And it's a fucking volleyball. How does Robert Zemeckis did it? No idea. One of my favorite movies. I'm sorry, Wilson. Okay. I can't believe I own this movie, but you know what? I'm glad I did. The Cat in the Hat. Oh my god, this movie is loved by most of the people I know. You know, my cousin loves this movie. She thinks it's a masterpiece. My friends think it's a masterpiece. I think this is a guilty pleasure masterpiece for me. I love this movie. Yes, it's terrible. It's a disgrace to Dr. Seuss's movie that they adapt. But I loved it. It's one of the most memorable guilty pleasures. I can quote this movie all day. Oh yeah! Okay, Catch Me If You Can. Very underrated Steven Spielberg movie. Charlotte's Web, 2006. Funny story with this movie. I remember seeing this movie at school for the first time, and I loved the movie. And then when I finished school, my mum bought me some movies to, I guess, congratulate me, I guess. I must have done something good. And she got me this movie. Literally. And I literally just told her, I just saw this movie at school. It's like, this movie is like Yes, it's passionate for me. It's passionate for me to own it. Yeah, but I like this movie. I liked it as a kid. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Now, yeah, this movie is not good. I don't enjoy this movie. But, you know, like, I could watch this movie. It's fine. You know, it's not a good movie, but it's watchable. I liked it as a kid. So, I can watch it and I won't be bothered by it too much, but it's definitely not the original. Charlie's Angels. This is the 2000 movie. Is it 2000 or 1999? I don't even know. So cheesy, but I love it. I should own the second one too because that movie is ridiculously cheesy, but I love it. Challengers. Such a shame this movie didn't get nominated for any Oscars. This movie should get more recognized. This is such a good Luca Guadagnino movie. Probably one of my favorites, I would say. Now completing all the Chucky movies. I have the Chucky box set, but this is not in the box set. We have Cult of Chucky. And the remake of Child's Play. I don't find this movie that bad. Yes, the design of Chucky sucks, but I didn't mind this remake. It's not bad. It could have been worse, honestly. Alright, we have the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and Prince Caspian. I don't own the Voyage of the Dawn Treader. I have found it in the store, but I just couldn't be bothered buying it. Yeah, I really like these two movies. They're very good childhood movies, and I'm interested to see what Greta Gerwig does with the remake. Chronicle. This is one of my favorite found footage films of all time. I still don't know where the sequel is. I heard it's announced the last time I did this Blu-ray Collection video, and I still haven't heard from it since. Where's the sequel to this movie? I want to see a sequel. This is a really good take on the superhero genre with found footage. I love Chronicle. Actually, it's more of a super villain movie than a superhero movie. I want the second movie to be a superhero film. Christine. Such a good movie. I wouldn't mind a remake to this though. Out of Stephen King adaptations they're remaking, I'm surprised they haven't done Christine yet. It's about an evil car. Alright, let's get to this pile here. Hopefully these movies don't fall. I'm really scared right now. We have Christopher Robin. Robert Zemeckis' is A Christmas Carol. It might be my favorite adaptation. I really enjoyed this movie. I know a lot of people didn't, but I thought it was a good motion capture movie. It is definitely terrifying. Eat My Rubber. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. My favorite movie in the vacation movies. Absolutely. Chevy Chase's most funniest movie. Oh my god, this movie's so good. I love Christmas Vacation. I can watch this every single Christmas with my family and we'll still laugh. They want you to say the blessing. We have the original Cinderella, Disney classic. And the remake of Cinderella, which is one of my favorite Disney live-action remakes. I thought this movie does a great job as its own thing. Lily James, man, she is beautiful. I think that's when I started, loving Lily James as an actress. She is gorgeous. Citizen Kane, of course, you can't have a Blu-ray collection without Citizen Kane. This movie's a classic. If you're starting to become a movie lover, watch Citizen Kane. It's a classic. Rosebud. Civil War. Yeah, I found this movie underrated. That came out last year. This is such an intense ride. I saw this movie in IMAX. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. Alex Garland, definitely one of his best. Whoops, I almost fell off this pile here. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Remember seeing this in theaters. I really enjoyed this movie. I haven't seen that movie in a while, actually. I'll probably rewatch that movie. I found it for $2. Cloud Atlas, one of the most fascinating movies of all time. Very long movie, but it's a very mindfuck movie. Cloverfield. I might get this one on 4K as well. I love Cloverfield. Another one of my favorite found footage films, which I don't like found footage films in general. This is a great found footage film. I remember the marketing of this movie, that first teaser trailer. It kept everyone guessing because it didn't reveal the title. Everyone thinks it's like the latest Godzilla film. I wish I was this age when I saw this because, man, I would have been like, holy shit, I have so many theories. But yeah, Cloverfield's great. I heard we're getting another one coming out, which I'm actually kind of pumped for. Hopefully it's not like the third one. Coco, Remember Me. This is definitely one of my most emotional Pixar films of all time. This film makes me cry every single time. Love Coco. Definitely a great Pixar film. Collateral. Such a great Michael Mann movie. The only movie where Tom Cruise plays a bad guy. He is good. He needs to play more villains. I thought he does a great job in this movie. Such a great film. Probably my favorite Michael Mann film over Heat, to be honest with you. The remake of The Color Purple. Gotta get the original. This is the musical remake, which I find pretty good, actually. Such a big surprise. I wasn't expecting the movie to be good, to be honest with you. Colombiana. This movie sucks. It's terrible. Oliver Magaton, he's shit. He's not a great action director, but it's not the worst movie that he did. And also, I love Zoe Saldana. That's why I own it. She is badass in the film, though. I have a date with Lisa. Isn't it wonderful? Yes. Fuck you too. Coming to America. Definitely my favorite Eddie Murphy movie. So funny, so iconic. James L. Jones, rest in peace. Yeah. What's not to say? In Arsenio Hall, hilarious. Love Coming to America. One of my favorite comedies. Now we have the Conjuring trilogy. We have the first Conjuring, which is one of my favorite horror films of all time. The Conjuring 2. I like this better than the original, to be honest with you, but the first one's still my favorite of all time. But I think The Conjuring 2 is the best one. The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. Very disappointing. It's an okay movie, but very disappointed. And I'm a little skeptical for the fourth one coming out this year. If it even is coming out this year. I don't even know if it's coming out this year. Cool Hand Luke. Classic Paul Newman. Great film. Great prison movie. Con Air. This movie sucks. But it's incredible. Nicolas Cage with long hair. Put the bunny back in the box. This is such a Nicolas Cage movie. And I love it. Contraband. A lot of people didn't like this movie. I find this movie pretty cool. Yeah, it's a simple thriller. But Mark Wahlberg does a pretty good job in the film. Crank. Alright, here's a funny story with Crank. I can't believe I remember this. I was 5 years old, and back then I was looking through my dad's DVD collection, and I found Crank, and literally the first thing I've seen from Crank, because I was sneakily looking at my dad's movies and playing him on my DVD player without him knowing, I saw the Chinatown sex scene. And my dad caught me. So yeah, funny story about this movie. But yeah, Crank. Fucking wild movie, but Jason Statham, he's badass. Crawl, really good alligator creature flick. The Crow, rest in peace, Brandon Lee. Yeah, I'll get this movie on 4K, why not? Yeah, such a shame they passed away, but this is a really good comic book movie. If you love comic book movies, watch that film, and of course I don't have the remake because it sucked. We have The Croods and The Croods A New Age. Very fun family movies, very simple, fun little family films. Hopefully these don't fall. Alright. We don't have much here, so hopefully they don't fall. I'm making up a song about Coraline. Love Coraline. Such a great film. Great film to watch on Halloween, actually. It's a good Halloween movie. Still have to own the other Leica films. I know. I might get them all on 4K, actually. Alright, the Creed movies. We have Creed, which I love. Big surprise that year, actually. Creed 2, great sequel. And Creed 3, Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut. And Jonathan Majors' best performance. Fantastic movie. Probably my favorite in the trilogy, to be honest with you. And the last in the series, Cruella. Very nice steelbook. I actually really love this steelbook. Very artsy. Like this movie. It's a very artsy movie. And yeah, pretty underrated Disney live action film. I thought Emma Stone does a great job as Cruella. And I heard there might be a sequel in the works. I'm honestly very interested. Okay, now let's get into the Ds. So we have Days of Thunder. Daybreakers, one of the most underrated vampire movies. This is such a good movie. Check it out if you love vampire movies. Very badass movie. The Day After Tomorrow, I would say the best Roland Emmerich disaster movie. Absolutely. I think it's getting more loved over the years. Daredevil, this is the Ben Affleck version. The director's cut is definitely good. But yeah, big guilty pleasure. I have a hard spot with these 2000s Marvel movies. They're not good, but I enjoy for what they are. Death on the Nile. Death Proof. My least favorite Tarantino movie. I don't hate this movie. It's a fine movie, but yeah, it's definitely my least favorite. We have Deadpool. One of my favorite comic movies of all time. Love the first Deadpool. Deadpool 2. A really good sequel. Yeah, I would say it's the funniest out of the trilogy. This movie cracks me up so much out of all the Deadpool movies. And, of course, Deadpool and Wolverine. This movie, man, I'm so glad this movie's good. This movie is so much fun. We finally get to see Deadpool and Wolverine together on the big screen, and it's worth it. The chemistry between Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, worth it. This movie is a lot of fun. Such a shame I put in my honorable mentions. I kind of regret it, actually. Deer Hunter, great Robert De Niro movie. Deepwater Horizon, the very first 4K I've ever owned. And a good start. I thought Deepwater Horizon is a great disaster film. The Departed, one of my favorite Martin Scorsese films, definitely. This cast, man. Like, seriously, Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, Mark Wahlberg, just great casting, and they're all great in this movie, especially Mark Wahlberg, actually. Yeah, fucking firefighters. My favorite Martin Scorsese film, easily. We have the Despicable Me trilogy on 4K. We have the first movie, the second movie, and the third movie. I don't own the fourth one because I didn't like it, to be honest with you. But yeah, the first two movies I really loved, especially the second one. The third one's okay. It's definitely watchable, but yeah. You know, the Despicable Me movies, I feel like they need to stop. Even though I'm kind of interested to see the Minions, I don't know what they call it, the Epic Minions movie or something like that, where they're like taking on the Minion superheroes from the fourth movie. It was the best part of the movie. Detective Pikachu. Haven't seen this movie in a long time. I gotta watch this movie again. Now, these are childhood movies right here. We have the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies. The first Diary of a Wimpy Kid, man, I love this movie. I love this movie as a kid. I remember loving the books. Such a good adaptation. I really enjoyed it. I miss the Zachary Gordon Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies. Roderick Rules. I remember seeing this one in theaters. I had a great time watching this movie in theaters. This is definitely my favorite in the trilogy. Absolutely. Who plays Roderick? What's his name? Devin Basket. Awesome as Roderick. Roderick rules in that movie, definitely. And Dog Days, a really good conclusion to this trilogy, until it's not a conclusion, because we had The Long Haul, which I don't own. That movie sucked. That movie didn't exist, actually. Speaking of movies that, you know, in movie franchises that shouldn't exist, the Die Hard core trilogy, not the 5 movies, because the 5th movie is basically gone, forgotten, but of course Die Hard, one of my favorite action movies of all time, and yes, fuck you to the people who say it's not a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie. I can watch that every Christmas. Die Hard 2 is watchable. Die Hard with Adventures is awesome. Die Hard 4.0, it's good. Or Live Free or Die Hard, like the Americans call it. But of course, the first Die Hard, it's a classic. And man, such a shame what Bruce Willis is going through. Respect to Bruce Willis right here. Dinosaur, very underrated Disney film. I really enjoyed Dinosaur. Really good film. Django Unchained, another great Quentin Tarantino film. This is, yeah, I would say it's in my top 3. Absolutely. Such a great Western. What a story, Mark. The Disaster Artist. Again, The Room, I'm going to talk about the story that I met Grace Sestero. Yes, I did. But I love The Disaster Artist. It's actually, yeah, in one of my favorite A24 films. Absolutely. James Franco, another great performance. That should have got him an Oscar, actually. Disturbia. I really love this movie. This movie is basically, it's not really a remake, but I consider this as a modern remake of Rear Window. This is a great film. I think this is one of the best Shia LaBeouf performances. I'm not going to lie. In the age when he's in Transformers movies. District 9, absolutely my favorite Neil Blomkamp movie. Very good alien movie. Doctor Strange. I gotta rewatch this one again. I haven't seen this movie in such a long time. I remember during the theaters of this movie, it was kind of a tragedy because like halfway during the movie, a guy actually fainted during this movie. And the ambulance came in, it was crazy, and yeah, we had to watch the movie all over again. Yeah, memory about this movie. But yeah, that's all I remember from the first Doctor Strange. And the Multiverse of Madness, which another one I need to rewatch. Dodgeball. I would say this is Ben Stiller's funniest movie. Absolutely. He is hilarious in that movie. Dolphin Tale. The reason why I own this movie, it's $2, and also I saw this movie on a school excursion, and I remember liking it. You know, I don't mind animal movies. This is a really cute movie. Donnie Darko. Very fucked up movie. Don John. This movie, man. I want to see Joseph Gordon-Levitt direct more movies. This is such a good romance movie. This movie is basically making fun of porno stuff and also rom-coms, and it did it really well in this movie. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, come on. I want to see you direct something else. You can direct. Don't Breathe. Love Don't Breathe. Don't Breathe 2, not as much. Dread. I give up. They're never going to make a sequel to this movie. We keep asking for a sequel. It didn't happen. And we need it. We need a sequel to this movie because Dread is awesome. Another big surprise that came out in 2012. Drive. I heard this one's going to come to 4K, and I'll definitely consider getting it on 4K. I love Drive. Such a good thriller. It's not an action movie like the trailer presented. It's a thriller, and it's a good thriller. I guess you're right. Senior citizens, although slow and dangerous behind the wheel, can still serve a purpose. I'm gonna go now. Don't you go dying on me. Dumb and Dumber and The Mask. 2-pack right here. 2 of my favorite Jim Carrey movies. I was referring to Dumb and Dumber in case you're wondering what quote that was. Love Dumb and Dumber. My favorite Jim Carrey movie of all time. And I also love The Mask. Such a fun time. The original Dumbo. The shortest Disney film that's ever made. The remake of Dumbo. Nice steelbook. I gotta rewatch this one again because I heard it's been loved more. Dunkirk. I know a friend that loves this movie. To me, I like the movie. It's not my favorite Christopher Nolan film, but I would say this. This has some of the best sound design that I've seen in these films. Absolutely. Dunkirk is an intense ride, but not my favorite Christopher Nolan movie. Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. This is criminally underrated. Seriously, this movie should get more praise. Sorry, I paused there. It should get more praise. This movie is a lot of fun, but we're never going to get a sequel because this film bombed. And the last movies in my D's is the Dune movies. We have the original Dune, which is definitely one of the better blockbusters that came in a long time. And my favorite Denis Villeneuve film. Absolutely. I love Dune. But of course, I've got Dune Part 2 on Steelbook. This is a nice Steelbook. I love the Steelbook. One of the best sequels that came out in a long time. Another one of the best sequels that came out in a long time because this is official. This is my favorite Denis Villeneuve film. Dune Part 2 blew me away. I cannot wait to see Dune Messiah coming out. It's going to be awesome. This is definitely a reason why you should go back to the movies. This is why. The movies, when it comes to this movie, it's an experience. And Dune Part 2 is definitely a cinematic experience. I saw it 3 times that year. Cannot believe this movie didn't get much Oscar buzz that it should. It did win Best Visual Effects and Best Sound, which I'm happy, but it deserves more praise. Dune Part 2 is definitely epic. Okay, now let's move on to the E's. Here we go. We have Eddie the Eagle, a very underrated biopic film. Edge of Tomorrow. Yes, I upgraded this to 4K. Haven't seen this on 4K yet, so I'm really excited to rewatch this movie because I want to. I thought that movie was the biggest surprise that came out that year. And it's called Edge of Tomorrow, not Live, Die, Repeat. The Edge of 17, the movie got me into loving Rachel Zegler, what am I saying? Haley Steinfeld as an actor. She is great in this movie. Why I said Rachel Zegler, that just literally pops in my head. Edward Scissorhands, my favorite Tim Burton movie, easily, and my favorite Johnny Depp performance of all time. Such a great and emotional movie. 8 Below, very underrated movie about rescuing these dogs with Paul Walker, rest in peace. Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? I love Elf. I can watch Elf every single Christmas, and I think it's, to me, the funniest Will Ferrell movie. Probably the best Will Ferrell movie too. Elysium. I have to watch this movie again. I haven't seen this movie in such a long time. This is actually the very first M.A. movie that my dad took me to see when I was little, when I was 13 years old. I loved this movie when it came out, so I'll definitely rewatch this movie. I need to rewatch this movie. Elvis. Yeah, I'm starting to not like the Steelbook as well, like Barbie. At first I did. I might just get this movie back on 4K. But I liked Elvis. I think it's my favorite Baz Luhrmann film. The Emperor's New Groove and Croc's New Groove. Once again, I don't like these Disney movies that have the straight-to-video sequels with it, but I love The Emperor's New Groove. Very underrated Disney movie. I don't know if they're going to do a live action. Please don't. Empire of the Sun. The very first Christian Bale movie. This is when Christian Bale got discovered. I find this a very underrated war movie that came out with Steven Spielberg. One of the most underrated Steven Spielberg movies. And I remember this movie scarred me as a kid. I remember this movie came on TV, and the first thing I saw is when Christian Bale's parents get taken away during the war. And yeah, that scarred me, and I haven't saw the movie since till I was older, and I appreciate the movie. Encanto, we don't talk about Bruno. The last Disney film that I love so far. Like, the last Disney film that I really liked. You know, ever since after that, it just worries me what Disney is doing. Enchanted, speaking of Disney, didn't like the sequel. The Equalizer, I still don't own the other movies. I don't know if I want to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of this trilogy, but I did like the original. I thought Denzel Washington's badass. Escape from New York. I don't know if there's a remake of this movie coming. I heard it's coming soon. I don't know if it's even happening, but hope it doesn't, because this is a great John Carpenter movie. And Kurt Russell as Snake, badass. Eternals. I like this movie. I know a lot of people didn't like this movie. I think this movie is very underrated. Shame we're not getting a sequel. Everything Everywhere All at Once. I love this movie. I'm so glad I upgraded this to 4K. It looks great on 4K. Great A24 film. Ki Hu Kwan deserved that win. Absolutely. Evil Dead. We're going through the Evil Dead movies. The original Evil Dead. Classic Sam Raimi. The movie that got him on the map. Evil Dead 2. One of my favorite horror sequels of all time. Love Evil Dead 2. Army of Darkness. My least favorite in the movies, but I really enjoyed this movie. The remake of Evil Dead, easily one of the best horror remakes of all time. This movie is full on, but I love it. At times, I almost like this as much as Evil Dead 2, honestly. I love this remake. And Evil Dead Rise. I had a lot of fun with this movie that year. And they're going to make a new one. I'm really pumped for it. We have Ex Machina, the first Alex Garland... Is it the first Alex Garland directed movie? I'm not too sure. But great film. The Exorcist, classic. My mom is going to be mad at me that I own this in the collection because she is terrified of this movie. I don't care. The Exorcist is a total classic. And the last in the E's, there's not much in the E's, is Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. This movie, I watched this movie in English class, that's why I got it. I only watched this once, haven't seen it since then. But when I watched it, it was a pretty enjoyable film. Alright, now let's move on to the F's. We have The Fabelmans. This movie... Man, I'll never forget the theater experience for this movie. This is my favorite movie of 2023. This movie... Is it 2023 or 22? I don't remember. This movie is magical. This is literally the movie that is for the fans of movie making. This movie is one of the best Steven Spielberg movies that came out in a while. Love this movie so much. I love that movie. It's probably one of my favorite movies of this decade, to be honest with you. It's time to take your face off. Love Face Off. Fall, a very underrated suspenseful thriller film about these two girls trapped in a very high tower. The Fall Guy. This movie was a lot of fun and didn't get the recognition that it deserves. I think this movie is a lot of fun. Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, fantastic. And it's a movie that pays tribute to the stunt team movies. The stunt team movies. I said it kind of weird. Now we have the Family Guy Star Wars trilogy. We have The Blue Harvest. Something Dark Side, which is my favorite in that movie because it made fun of one of my favorite movies. And It's a Trap. I enjoyed those Family Guy Star Wars parodies. I thought they're hilarious. We have the Tim Story Fantastic Four movies, which includes the first Fantastic Four and Rise of the Silver Surfer. I like the first movie. It's a guilty pleasure. I enjoyed it as a kid, liked it to this day. And Rise of the Silver Surfer, I didn't like it as much. But I thought Silver Surfer was awesome in that movie. We have the Fantastic Beasts trilogy. We have Where to Find Them. The Crimes of Grindelwald. Yep, right here. Sorry, the light's reflecting on the Blu-rays. I apologize. And the, not Crimes of Grindelwald. I was going to say it twice. The Secrets of Dumbledore. Yeah, those movies are pretty disappointing. I'm glad they're over, to be honest with you. Fantasia, Disney classic right here. Now, we're getting into the Fast and Furious movies. We have the Fast and the Furious. This is the most nostalgic for me. I love the first movie. It's such a cheesy movie, but I love it. Winning is winning. Too Fast, Too Furious. Tokyo Drift, my biggest guilty pleasure. I know a friend that loves this movie. Fast and Furious, pretty boring to be honest. I didn't like that movie to be honest. The opening scene was pretty good. Fast 5 or Fast and Furious 5, definitely my favorite in the series. Fast and Furious 6. Furious 7, rest in peace Paul Walker. This is the final one with Paul Walker and should have ended the franchise just there. But we have The Fate of the Furious, which, it's okay. It's not the worst. Hobbs and Shaw. I love this movie. I don't care. I love Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham. I want to see a sequel to this. This is literally a fun 80s film that's, I would say it's a superhero film, really. F9, definitely the worst in the series. I hated F9. And Fast X, which I thought it was okay. I thought Jason Momoa was a great villain. But yeah, I feel like this franchise should stop. They're making way too many of these movies, and they don't need to. Fear, the first Mark Wahlberg acting film. He is great. So let me in the fucking house! Fences, great Denzel Washington directed movie. Beeler. Yes, I upgraded this masterpiece to I upgraded this masterpiece to 4K. What the fuck was I saying? This is one of my favorite movies of all time. One of my favorite teen movies of all time. Man, this movie's iconic as hell. I love Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and I cannot wait to watch this movie on 4K. You Can Handle the Truth. A Few Good Men. Great film. Okay. I don't give a fuck. Beat me up if you want to. I'm going to break the number one rule. I'm going to talk about Fight Club. This is my favorite David Fincher film. This film is fantastic. Brad Pitt and Will Norton, great chemistry. Great film. The Fighter, great film. I feel like Christian Bale should get more credit for this film. He is great in the film. Fighting with My Family, the movie that I discovered Florence Pugh as an actress. She is great in the film, and it's a really good, heartwarming biopic about wrestling. We have the Final Destination movies, which includes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm definitely going to rewatch these movies leading up to Bloodlines coming out, which actually looks pretty good, actually. We have Finding Nemo, a great Pixar film. Finding Dory. I know a lot of people didn't like this movie. I really enjoyed Finding Dory. I think it's a very good sequel. It makes me feel so sympathy for Dory as a character. We have First Man, definitely my least favorite Damien Chazelle movie, but still pretty good. Not bad. Flash! Gonna save the universe. Oh my god, this movie. So fucking cheesy, but I love it. I wouldn't mind seeing a modern remake of it, which it will look more better with CGI and shit. The Flash. Yeah, I enjoyed The Flash. I don't hate it as much as a lot of people do. I do hate the CGI. I thought the CGI sucks, but I enjoyed The Flash. It wasn't that bad. And Michael Keaton was a great return as Batman. Focus. Man, Margot Robbie in that movie. Whew. Oh man, I love this movie. Footloose. Gonna cut loose. Footloose. Kick off your Sunday shoes. I love this movie. Such a classic 80s movie. Kevin Bacon. I love me some Kevin Bacon. Yeah, this is one of my favorite 80s movies. I love Footloose. Such a silly concept about dancing being illegal in a small town, but such a fun movie. And also, I have the remake of Footloose, which I didn't find it that bad. I really enjoyed this remake. It's not a bad remake, even though it's literally like the original, but just more modernized. Ford v Ferrari, a really good James Mangold movie. Another movie that I feel like Christian Bale should get more credit for. One of my favorite comedies, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Another movie that tackles on a very sad subject, about breakup. It made it hilarious. I love Forgetting Sarah Marshall. It's such a funny movie. Definitely Jason Segel's funniest movie. My name is Forrest. Forrest Gump. People call me Forrest. Love Forrest Gump. Definitely one of the most iconic Tom Hanks movies. I might upgrade that one to 4K as well. The Founder, the movie that made me feel like a Happy Meal from Macca's. Actually, not a Happy Meal. What am I thinking? A McChicken meal. There we go. More mature. The French Dispatch. I'm not the biggest Wes Anderson fan, to be honest with you, but I like some of his movies. Freaky. Basically, if Freaky Friday was a slasher movie. Really enjoyed that movie. I love Christopher Landon as a director, and I'm excited to see his latest film coming out. I can't think of the name right now, but it looks pretty intense. We have the Friday the 13th remake, the Michael Bay movie. I need to get the rest of the Friday the 13th movies. That's going to be my aim this year. Get more horror movie collections in my collection. Because it's so embarrassing to have the remakes in my collection, or a movie that's not, completing the franchise. Free Guy. I enjoyed this movie. This is such a big surprise. One of the best video game films that's not a video game adaptation. Love Free Guy. And I love the steelbook, so I'm going to keep the steelbook. Such a nice steelbook. Frosty the Snowman. I have a couple of these Christmas specials in my collection. This is one of them. I loved this as a kid. So I literally found it at a store and I got all 3 of them, which you'll see in the rest of the Blu Ray collection. Love Frosty the Snowman. It's a classic. You gotta watch that every Christmas. Speaking of snow, we got Frozen, which I liked it the more years to come. I really enjoyed the first Frozen movie. And I liked also Frozen 2, and I liked it a little more than the first one. And I'm actually kind of looking forward to Frozen 3. See how that turns out. Damn it! We have The Fugitive, another great Harrison Ford action movie about basically him being accused of something that he didn't do. It's a great film. And Tommy Lee Jones is also great in that film. Full Metal Jacket. Such a good Stanley Kubrick film. Definitely not my favorite. I think the first half is better than the second half, but great film. And the last film in the Fs is Fury. This is a very underrated film about these tank people, the tank crew. Fantastic film, very full on, but also a really well effective war film, and I thought David Ayer does a great job directing that film. Alright, now let's get into the G's. So we have Game Night, very fun comedy, big surprise that came out that year. Gangster Squad. I enjoyed this movie. It's not a great film, but it's entertaining. Get Out, the very first Jordan Peele directed film. Big surprise that year. We weren't expecting that film to be great. Man, we were wrong. And I cannot wait to see what Jordan Peele does next. Ghost Rider. This movie is such a guilty pleasure. I would be so happy to see Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider appear in Secret Wars, honestly. Heard that's a rumor, hope it happens. My god. The more Blu-rays I talk about, the more times I stutter. So, if you don't like it, I apologize. Ghostbusters, one of my favorite comedies of all time. Love Ghostbusters. Just such a classic. What's not to say about Ghostbusters that hasn't been said already? Ghostbusters 2, an okay sequel. I don't hate it as much as everyone else does. And Ghostbusters Afterlife. I don't own the shitty 2016 movie. That movie sucked. And I gotta watch Frozen Empire again to see if I can get the film, because I didn't like it the first time it came out. Alright, these Blu-rays I kind of regret owning. G.I. Joe, Rise of the Cobra, Retaliation, and Snake Eyes. I got all these on 4K. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. I'm definitely going to get rid of these. These movies suck. Gladiator 2. I thought this is an okay sequel. It's not great. It could have been much better. But it's definitely well directed. And Denzel Washington is great in the film, but definitely not as good as the original. But I got it because I enjoyed it for what it was. It's not bad. Glass. So much potential this movie should have been. It's good until the end. The way they concluded, it's just, ugh, I don't like it. We have the Godfather trilogy. We have The Godfather, classic movie, one of the greatest movies of all time. The Godfather Part 2, great sequel. And not so great, The Godfather Part 3. It's definitely the worst in the trilogy, but it's still fine, I guess. Alright, now we have the terrible 1990s Godzilla. This movie sucks, but it's fun. You know, it's a fun, bad movie. But yeah, the look of Godzilla, what the fuck were they thinking? The 2014's Godzilla, much better Godzilla film than the 90s film. Could have got more Godzilla though. Godzilla, King of the Monsters, sorry. Yeah, I don't like this movie, but I do love the steelbook, that's why I kept it. Godzilla vs. Kong, easily the best in the legendary Monsterverse. Absolutely, this movie is exactly the movie that I wanted to see. Great movie. That Tokyo fight scene between Godzilla and King Kong looks great on 4K. And we have Godzilla X Kong New Empire. Could have been better, but I enjoy it for what it was. It's definitely a fun movie. And also have another copy of Godzilla -1, but this is on Steelbook. I already mentioned this is the best Godzilla movie, but I'm keeping this Steelbook because it's also a very nice Steelbook. I don't mind having 2 copies of that movie. It shows how much I love that movie. The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, definitely one of the best westerns of all time. Very iconic, Clint Eastwood. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? I love Good Burger. Man, this movie is one of the best Nickelodeon movies. I love it. I love it as a kid. Good Boys, the closest that we had a live-action South Park movie. I love Good Boys. Could have been better, I'll be honest with you. It could have been more funnier, but I had a fun time with this movie. The Good Dinosaur. Not the best Pixar film, but definitely very watchable. This pile here. We have Goodfellas, absolutely in my top 3 favorite Martin Scorsese films. Definitely a mob classic. How You Like Damn Apples? Good Will Hunting. Man, Robin Williams, this is definitely his best performance. Rest in peace, man. It sucks. There's like some celebrities that we all wish didn't pass away, honestly. Gone Baby Gone, the very first Ben Affleck directed film. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Gone with the Wind, classic. One of the most iconic endings in any movie ever. Hey you guys! The Goonies. I love The Goonies. This movie is a lot of fun. If you love family films, watch The Goonies. It's a lot of fun. If you love adventure films, definitely watch that film. The Grand Budapest Hotel, a Wes Anderson film that I do like. Gran Torino. Man, Clint Eastwood is a badass in this film. Gravity. Is this film even on 4K? I don't even know. Like, let me know in the comments below if it's on 4K, because I want to get this movie on 4K. The Great Gatsby. Didn't like this movie that much, but I do like that gold Blu-ray case. That's why I got it. And it was like $5. The Greatest Showman. I like the music. The movie could have been much better, though. I know a friend that hates the movie because of how inaccurate it is. The Green Mile, a great film. Very fucked up ending and sad ending, but Very good directed film. Probably the best performance by Michael Clarke Duncan. Rest in peace. The Green Hornet. An okay movie. It's a fun movie for what it was. The Grey. I love this movie. This is my favorite Liam Neeson film. It's basically Castaway, but in the snowy wilderness, and it's Liam Neeson and, like, the oil crew that's crashed land on the plane versus wolves. This movie's great. Such an intense movie, and very full on, too. Like, when the wolves attack them, man, you can feel it. Gremlins. Another movie that I would say I will watch every single Christmas, honestly. I love Gremlins. Such a classic. Great family horror film. Like, you can watch a horror film with your family, that's definitely a film for that. Grease and Grease 2. I love Grease. It's one of my favorite musicals. And Grease 2, man, that movie sucked. But I love it. It's like one of the best, like, bad movie sequels ever made, in my opinion. Alright, finally I have the 60s How the Grinch Stole Christmas on 4K. Finally I own this. I wanted to own this for a very long time. This is a very classic Christmas short. Also, I have the Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which I love. I don't care what people say. Some people hate this film. I love it. I thought Jim Carrey is great as a Grinch. Another movie I'll watch every single Christmas, honestly. And also I have The Elimination Grinch, which I enjoyed it. I enjoy all the Grinch movies. I thought the animation in that movie is really good. Alright, and the last in the G's is the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. The first Guardians of the Galaxy, man, back when we just don't know jack shit about these characters, and this movie blew our minds. It is fantastic. Definitely my favorite MCU films. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, definitely a step down, but I still enjoyed it. And Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is one of the best conclusions to a trilogy in the MCU. Man, I gotta miss these Guardians of the Galaxy. Even though now Star-Lord is going to be back in Doomsday, I'm definitely going to miss this crew. This crew is one of the most memorable members of the MCU. Love Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Okay, now let's move on to the H's. By the way, guys, if you guys want to take an intermission break, I'm not going to do another one of those intermission breaks, totes breaks. If you want an intermission break, you can literally just pause the video, refresh your snacks, do all that stuff. Let's continue on with the H's. So we have Hacksaw Ridge, a great Mel Gibson war movie. Finally, guys, waiting for this for so long, finally I have the original Halloween. Thank you, but I might try and get the 4K of Halloween, but at least I got the original now. I still need to get the other movies though. But I do have the sequel trilogy, which is the 2018's Halloween. Halloween Kills, which that movie sucked. Halloween Ends is interesting because I liked where it's going, but unfortunately it's in the wrong film. It's trying to be sort of like a reboot in some way, while also trying to be a finale of the Halloween franchise, and it's just messy. But I don't mind that story about this kid being the next Michael Myers. I just find that interesting. Hancock in this really nice steelbook. It's a really weird steelbook because it's like the steelbook of the cover art of the film. Really interesting. Very underrated superhero film. I like the first act more than the second act. I felt like there is an original movie and a sequel all in one movie. The Hangover, the only one I'm going to own because the sequels suck. Happy Death Day. Definitely a fun Christopher Landon movie, twist on Groundhog Day with horror. Happy Death Day to you. I was going to say happy birthday to you. Whoever's birthday is today, watching this video, happy birthday. Happy Gilmore. We're getting a sequel to this year on Netflix. Skeptical. You know, I do miss the Happy Madison Adam Sandler, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, this is another great Adam Sandler movie. Skeptical for the sequel. Hardcore Henry. Basically first player shooter the movie. Alright, now we got to the Harry Potter series. I love this series so much. I took it out of the box set, by the way, if you're wondering. We have the Philosopher's Stone, or Sorcerer's Stone, depending where you live. The Chamber of Secrets. I love these covers, by the way. The Prisoner of Azkaban. The Goblet of Fire, in my opinion, my favorite Harry Potter movie. Yeah, kill me. The Order of the Phoenix. The Half-Blood Prince, definitely my least favorite in the series. Deathly Hallows Part 1. And Deathly Hallows Part 2, a great finale in the series. Yeah, I love this series so much. I love the Harry Potter series. I'm really concerned about the TV series they're doing. I do love John Lithgow being casted as Dumbledore. I think that's actually a pretty good casting, but yeah, very skeptical because these movies are my life. Childhood. The Hateful Eight, another great Tarantino movie. Heat. Rest in peace, Val Kilmer. My god, that was so unexpected that he passed away. Really sad. This is definitely one of his great performances. I love Heat. Definitely my favorite Michael Mann film with Collateral. Very fantastic movie. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. Just great. Guillermo del Toro's Hellboy. Very underrated comic book movie. Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. Great sequel. Hellraiser. Yeah, I gotta rewatch this movie. Her, Walking Phoenix in love with a technology device. Alexa, basically. Yeah, very weird movie, but also really effective, realistic romance movie. Heretic. This is a great film. Hugh Grant, this is definitely one of his best performances in such a long time. It makes you want to question your own beliefs. Hereditary. This took me a while to appreciate this movie. At first, I hated this movie. I thought it was literally the most overrated film that came out. And the more times I think about it, the movie gets better and better on rewatch. Hereditary is definitely a great horror film. Hercules. Love Hercules. Hidden Figures, a really good biopic movie about racism and NASA. Very good film. High School Musical. I like this movie. I don't care. It's cheesy, it's corny, it's Disney Channel, yes. But, you know, it's a childhood favorite. I should get the other movies, actually. The second one I actually liked a bit more. Hitman's Bodyguard. It's really hard to find the High School Musical movies, though. They're very rare to find on Blu-ray. We have the Hobbit trilogy, An Unexpected Journey. Desolation El Smaug, which is definitely the best in the trilogy. Benedict Cumberbatch's Smaug is awesome. And The Battle of Five Armies. Yeah, this trilogy could have been much better. Hocus Pocus, a fun movie to watch on Halloween. I got a spell on you. The Holdovers, another movie that I would say you should watch every Christmas. This is such a good film. Definitely one of Paul Giamatti's better performances. Shut up, Marv! Speaking of Christmas, Home Alone. This is absolutely one of my favorite Christmas films of all time. I need to find Home Alone 2. It's so hard to find. Alright, Hook. You can fly. You can fight. You can... Ow! 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 I love Hook. This is definitely one of Steven Spielberg's unappreciated movies. I love Hook. This is definitely my favorite Peter Pan movie. Dustin Hoffman as Hook is fantastic, and Robin Williams as Peter Pan. Hotel Transylvania. Hotel Transylvania 2. Hotel Transylvania 3. Don't own the fourth one. It kind of sucks, to be honest with you, but I love these movies. The House of Gucci. Speaking of movies that kind of does suck. Alright. How to Train Your Dragon movies. We have the first one, which is, in my opinion, in my top 3 favorite DreamWorks movies. Absolutely. Love How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon 2, a great sequel. How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World is definitely my least favorite in this trilogy, but it's still pretty good. And I'm actually very interested in the live-action remake. It's actually getting very good first reviews, so I'm actually looking forward to it. And they're already doing a sequel, and the movie hasn't even came out yet. Like, what the heck is going on? We have Hugo. Very underrated Martin Scorsese film. If you love filmmaking, this is a love letter to it. Absolutely. Especially to the very first films that's ever been made. Ang Lee's Hulk. I gotta rewatch this movie. I heard it's getting more loved. The Hunchback for Notre Dame. This is a very dark Disney film. Like, if they do a live-action remake of this, man, I don't even know if it's like going to be appropriate for kids of how dark that movie was. Alright, we have The Hunger Games. Pretty good introduction to this franchise. Catching Fire, obviously, is the best one in the series. I still don't own Mockingjay's Part 1 and 2. I want it when they're cheap, but not a fan of those movies. And I have the steelbook of The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Nice steelbook. Very nice. I'll keep the steelbook. Definitely the better one. And I'm actually really excited for the new one that's coming out. It's going to be a prequel about Hamish. I'm interested. And the last in the H's is The Hunt for the Red October. Sean Connery. I'm Sean Connery. That's my terrible Sean Connery impression. Okay, now let's move on to the I's. There's not much here. We have I Am Legend. To me, my favorite Will Smith movie. And interested in the sequel coming. Speaking of Will Smith, I, Robot. I, Tonya. This is a great Margot Robbie movie. Definitely recommend it. Ice Age. Childhood movie. I like this movie as a kid. That's why I own it. Don't own the other ones because they suck. And why are they making a sixth one? Like, come on. If. This is one of the most underrated movies that came out last year. This is a great family film. If you Want to watch a movie as a family? Watch If. It's such a delightful family film. It's literally like a live-action Pixar movie. Inception. One of my favorite Christopher Nolan films on par with The Dark Knight. Love Inception. What's not to say about Inception? Great film. G'day, boys! I'm back! Now that's a close encounter. Independence Day. Fun 90s cheese. Such a good movie. Honey! Where's my super suit? The Incredibles. This is my favorite Pixar film of all time. It's official. This is my favorite Pixar film. I love The Incredibles so much. And of course I got Incredibles 2, which is definitely worth the wait for the sequel. It's a great sequel. And of course I am pumped for Incredibles 3. The Incredible Hulk. I call this a Bugs Life with the MCU. No one talks about the Incredible Hulk anymore until now Captain America Brave New World, and I feel like people are going to watch the Incredible Hulk now. I love the Incredible Hulk. I feel it's underrated. Inglourious Basterds. Once again, another great Tarantino movie. I definitely want to review some Quentin Tarantino movies on this channel. Definitely one day. Maybe when his final film comes out, if that's happening. Like, his final film, The Critic, is not happening anymore. I'm disappointed. Inside Out, a great Pixar film, definitely in my top 5. And surprisingly great Inside Out 2. I love Inside Out 2. Definitely a great sequel. Definitely one of the better Pixar films that came out in a while. We have Insidious, very terrifying movie. Insidious Chapter 2, it's alright. I should get the other movies actually, just to complete it. In the Heart of the Sea. In the Heights, man, why didn't I get this film 4K? This would look great on 4K. Yeah, John M. Chu before he did Wicked. He did this film. This is a great film. That's why I had such high faith in Wicked, because he can direct musicals fantastically. Interstellar, I will never forget the IMAX experience that I had with this movie. I went to see this movie in IMAX in 70mm. It's incredible. The Invisible Man, the great movie of 2020. I feel like it's the movie of 2020 that everyone remembers. The Iron Claw. I am ashamed I didn't review this movie. This is a great film, and this is absolutely Zac Efron's best performance. This movie is emotional as fuck. How does this movie not get an Oscar nomination? Seriously. Like, Zac Efron should have got nominated. I think he deserves it. Iron Man, the movie that starts off the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm definitely going to try and get all the MCU movies on 4K, and I'm starting off with Iron Man, absolutely. Also, we have Iron Man 2. And Iron Man 3. Okay, sequels. The second one was disappointing. The third one was good until the Mandarin twist. And I gotta say, Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom, you know what? I was skeptical at first, but the more times it builds up, I'm interested to see how he portrays it. Isle of Dogs, another good Wes Anderson movie. I gotta get Fantastic Mr. Fox. That's the one I definitely want to get. Alright, this is cool. I have the original miniseries It on Steelbook. Very nice Steelbook. The 2017's It on Steelbook. This is definitely one of my favorite Steelbooks. I love this art design. It is incredible. And It Chapter 2, also on Steelbook, which is pretty disappointing. Could have been so much better. And the last movie's in the Eyes. It's a classic. It's a Wonderful Life. This is definitely one of the best Christmas films of all time. You gotta watch this film every Christmas. This is a very light-hearted, emotional ride. And James Stewart, definitely his most iconic performance. Rest in peace. Okay, now let's move on to the J's right here. We have Jackie Brown, another good Tarantino film. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but a good Tarantino film. Alright, I have Jackass 3 and Jackass Forever. I wish the first two movies are on Blu-ray. I love these movies. They're just a lot of fun. I remember Jackass Forever, one of the most funnest theater experiences ever. The audience was amazing. We have Jack Reacher, very underrated Tom Cruise action movie. More of an action thriller. Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit. Happy 50th anniversary to Jaws. Wow, I can't believe it's been 50 years. Great film, one of my favorite Steven Spielberg movies. Put that cookie down! Now! Jamie! I just want to find a Toberman doll! I'm not the pervert! I'm just looking for a Toberman doll! One of the greatest Christmas films of all time. I can watch Jingle All the Way every fucking year. And I have a Toberman doll over there. Alright, John Wick. Love that movie. Big surprise when it came out. John Wick Chapter 2. John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. And to me, my favorite in the series, John Wick Chapter 4. Man, great films. I don't know how I feel about the Ballerina movie coming out though. And the fifth one's happening too. I don't know how they're going to do that. Isn't John Wick dead in the fourth one? John Carter. I don't know why I own that movie. That movie kind of sucks. Jojo Rabbit, a great Taika Waititi movie. Joker. Fantastic movie. And there's also a sequel. Yeah, I'm going to forget about that sequel because this is a great standalone movie. Definitely Walking Phoenix deserved that Oscar. Journey to the Center of the Earth, childhood movie. I do like this slipcover though. I love this 3D slipcover. Very nice slipcover. Joyride, a really fun comedy that came out in 2023. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. A big surprise. I was not expecting that movie to be good. And Jumanji, The Next Level, which we are getting a third one coming. I'm excited. I'm excited to see this cast members back. Judas and the Black Messiah, definitely the best performance by Daniel Kaluuya. Jumper! Very simple, fun, underrated film. I enjoyed that film. Very cool film. The original Jungle Book. The remake of Jungle Book, easily one of the best Disney live-action movies. Easily. I'll get that on 4K as well. How come I don't have that on 4K? Jungle Cruise. Alright. Last in the J's, the Jurassic World movies. We have the first Jurassic World, which is definitely the best in that trilogy. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. The first act is good, and the third act sucks. Like, what the fuck is this human cloning, subplot? That is so stupid. And the worst Jurassic Park movie, in my opinion, Jurassic World Dominion. This movie is terrible, but I do like the Steelbook. That's why I own it. And yeah, with the new one coming out, I'm going to be honest, I'm not looking forward to it. I thought the trailers don't look that good in my personal opinion. Now, I put two parts here. Because K's, there's not much K's here, so let's just do it all together in this take. So, K's, we have the Kung Fu Kid. It's not called the Karate Kid, it's called the Kung Fu Kid. He learns Kung Fu in this movie. And this is no longer a remake, because apparently now this movie's in the same universe as the Ralph Macchio movies. So it's basically another movie in the franchise, I guess. I actually am excited to see Karate Kid Legends. That actually looks good. Kick-Ass! Yes, I got this on 4K. I love Kick-Ass. This is one of my favorite comic book movies of all time. I actually rewatched this movie recently. It holds up so well. I love this movie. I love Kick-Ass. So good. And also, I like Kick-Ass too. It's definitely not as good as the first one, but it definitely has its moments. And yeah, it makes me wish we get a Kick-Ass 3, but I don't think that's going to happen. Kill Bills Volume 1 and 2. Love these movies. This is my dad's favorite Quentin Tarantino film. We both like Quentin Tarantino. This is definitely a badass film. Uma Thurman, awesome. Kill. This is one of my favorite action films that came out last year. This film is so fucking badass. It's basically, yeah, in a way it's John Wick on a train, but much more gory. King Arthur Legend of the Sword. An okay Guy Ritchie movie. Peter Jackson's King Kong. This is my favorite King Kong movie. This film is still amazing to this day. Yes, it's slow to get to the island, but when they get to the island, the movie just gets better and better. And of course, the CGI motion capture on King Kong looks incredible still to this day. Kingsman: The Secret Service, a really good film. Kingsman: The Golden Circle, definitely a disappointing sequel. And yeah, I got The Kingsman. This movie's also really disappointing. This movie sucks, to be honest with you. I'm really scared about Matthew Vaughn. He used to be so good, and now he's starting to make like these really terrible generic movies, and I'm really pissed off about that. I just want Matthew Vaughn back. King Richard, great film. Man, Will Smith, crazy. What happened when he won Best Actor? He could have had a shot until the slap happened. Night and Day, pretty fun James Mango movie with Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz. Knives Out, love this movie. This is definitely my favorite Rian Johnson movie. How come they don't release Glass Onion on Blu-ray? Seriously. Because that movie is, I think it's a better movie than Knives Out, even though I love Knives Out. I think Glass Onion is a great sequel, and I can't wait for the third one. Knock at the Cabin, definitely one of the better M. Night Shyamalan movies in modern era. Kong Skull Island. I might get that on 4K as well. That'll look great on 4K. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Finally, I own this movie. I wanted to own this movie for a long time. Best Shane Black movie. The movie that, I feel like that brings Robert Downey Jr. back on the map before Iron Man. He is great in this film. It just shows that Robert Downey Jr. is not just Iron Man. He is a great actor in general. And the last in the case is the Kung Fu Panda movies. We have the first Kung Fu Panda. Definitely my top 3 favorite DreamWorks movies. Kung Fu Panda 2. Kung Fu Panda 3. And and Kung Fu Panda 4, which I liked. Some people didn't like Kung Fu Panda 4. It's definitely my least favorite, but I had a fun time with it. Okay, now let's move on with the L's. Definitely one of my favorite musicals in the modern decade, La La Land. I love this film. This looks great on 4K. I upgrade that to 4K. God, Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone, great chemistry, the musical numbers. It's like paying tribute to the classic 50s, 60s musicals. Love that movie. Lady Bird. This is, Greta Gerwig. Fantastic movie. Saoirse Ronan's best performance. Absolutely. Lady and the Tramp. I actually still haven't seen the remake, actually. I heard it's okay. Last Christmas, a very underrated Christmas rom-com I can watch every year. The Last Duel. I don't give a shit. I love this movie. This movie didn't get the, recommendation that it deserves. It's such a good Ridley Scott film. It's very epic, especially that final battle scene. Jesus. Last Night in Soho, a very underrated Edgar Wright film. That film deserves more praise. Speaking of movies that deserve more praise, The Last Samurai. This is definitely a great Tom Cruise movie. Check that movie out. Late Night with the Devil. Last Night with the Devil. Late Night with the Devil. Very good horror film that came out last year. Basically, it's a found footage film. One of the better ones in a while. It takes from a perspective of a 70s tape of a late night show going wrong when David Dastmalchian brings out a possessed girl and everything goes crazy. This is definitely one of his best performances. Absolutely. That film, it's terrifying. It's actually really terrifying. And it's so realistic at the exact same time. Law Abiding Citizen. This is a very good film. I feel like this movie doesn't have as much recognizable aspect. I don't know what I'm saying. This movie, it deserves a lot more. Jamie Foxx and Gerard Butler, great in the film. I was trying to say something, but a different words come out of my mind. You know what I mean. The Lego Movie, everything is awesome. The Legend of the Guardians of the Owls of Gahoo. I found this for $2. I haven't seen it in a long, long time. Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. This movie I loved as a kid. Even though, now as an adult, this is a very dark kids movie. But Jim Carrey is great. I heard the TV series is even better, so I'll watch the TV series eventually with Neil Patrick Harris. Les Miserables. I know someone that calls it Less Miserable. I love that musical. Life of Pi. I need to get this one on 4K. This will look amazing on 4K. Lights Out. Good till the end. Lightyear. Another movie that I feel like doesn't have as much appreciation. I love Lightyear. I don't like what they did with Zurg. I'll give it that. But this is a very fun space adventure film. It looked great on Blu-ray. Okay. Aloha means family. Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch 1 and Stitch Has a Glitch. I like both of them. Lilo and Stitch is definitely one of my favorite Disney films. Definitely my top 10. I'm actually excited for the live action movie. It actually does look pretty good. But I still think they should stop doing it. But at least Lilo and Stitch looks good. I'll give it that. The CGI on Stitch actually looks really good. But I love the original Lilo and Stitch. Now, this is one of my favorite Disney films of all time. Actually, it is my favorite Disney film of all time. The Lion King. This is the very first movie I've ever watched in my life. This is one of my special movies in my life. A movie that I will never ever forget. The Lion King is incredible. It has one of the most saddest movie deaths of all time. One of the most iconic scenes in a Disney movie. This is a Disney movie that's a Disney movie for me. Love The Lion King. Lion King 2 Simba's Pride. I actually really do like this straight-to-video movie. This is definitely the best straight-to-video Disney movie. I wouldn't mind seeing a live action of this, actually. And, yep. This movie. Definitely one of the worst Disney live action films. The CGI is good. I'll give it that. The CGI is amazing. It looks great on Blu-ray. But it's literally a copy and paste of the original Lion King. At least some of the Disney live action films stick with the same story, but just made it its own thing. This movie is literally a copy and paste. With a couple of new scenes, but it didn't really change a bit. This movie is literally a shot-for-shot remake. And yeah, I was disappointed with Mufasa 2. Very disappointed. So I don't know now about the live-action Lion King 2, which is probably going to happen. Lisa Frankenstein. Very underrated movie that came out last year. This is a really good twist on a romance story about a girl and a corpse. The Little Mermaid, the original. And the live-action Little Mermaid, which I actually liked. I think this is one of the better Disney live-action films. I thought this film really surprised me. A lot of people weren't excited for the movie because of Halle Bailey's casting. And some people don't like the designs of the fishes in the film. I really like this remake. Unpopular opinion, I feel like this movie did what the original movie should have done. I feel like Ariel's arc is much more bigger, much more explored in the movie, and I thought it's done very well. And Halle Bailey as Ariel, incredible. Childhood favorite, The Little Rascals. I remember seeing this movie on the bus for the first time, and I keep begging my mom to get this movie for me. I love this movie. Such an adorable movie. The Little Things. Logan. Still a great conclusion to Hugh Jackman playing the original Wolverine. Now Hugh Jackman's playing a variant of Wolverine. This is a conclusion to the original Wolverine. That's how we will know Logan now. Great conclusion. Long Legs. Great film that came out last year. This is definitely one of the most intense films that I've seen in a long time. And I would say it's one of Nicolas Cage's better performances. Lone Survivor. Very intense war film. Looper. I haven't seen this film in a bloody long time. I need to rewatch this movie. This is a great time-traveling movie. Alright, now we have the original Lord of the Rings movies. We have The Fellowship of the Ring. The Two Towers. And Return of the King. I love this trilogy so much. One of my favorite trilogies of all time. Like I said earlier, I do like the theatrical editions a little bit more than the extended editions. But I love the Lord of the Rings movies. Definitely my favorite, in my opinion, is The Fellowship of the Ring. But I love all of them. And also, I have The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim on 4K. This movie, I find this movie very underappreciated. I like this anime style they put into Lord of the Rings. And I thought it's a very simple, fun Lord of the Rings story. Yeah, it's not perfect. It has its issues, but I really enjoy this film. I think this film is very underappreciated. The Lost Boys. I love this movie. This is such an 80s cheese fest, but it's definitely one of my favorite vampire movies of all time. Kiefer Sutherland is such a badass in that movie. The Losers. Found that one for like $2. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Definitely the best Guy Ritchie film. Easily. Lock. I'm trying not to let these movies fall over. Love Actually. Another great Christmas film that you should watch every year. Very good rom-com film. I think it's one of the most iconic rom-coms of all time. Alright, now the second criterion in my collection, Love and Basketball. This is a very underrated romance film about these two, young basketball players falling in love. It's a very good film. Definitely watch it if you have not seen it. Very good film. Love and Other Drugs. Anne Hathaway is gorgeous in that movie. Love, Simon. And the last in the L's is... I literally thought they were going to fall. Luca. This is a really beautiful Pixar film. It's definitely not the best, but definitely a fun Pixar movie. But I would say the animation in this movie looks amazing on Blu-ray. Okay, now let's move on to the M's. So first up, we have the Madagascar trilogy. We have the first Madagascar. Madagascar Escape to Africa. And Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted. I haven't seen these movies in such a long time. Next, we have the Mad Max trilogy, which includes Mad Max, The Road Warrior, and Beyond Thunderdome. Love these three movies. The third one is definitely my least favorite, but it has enjoyable aspects. Road Warrior is one of the best action movies in the 80s, and I thought the first one's a really good revenge film. And Mel Gibson, I think it's the movies that got him on the map, actually. Mad Max Fury Road. This is absolutely one of the greatest movies in the last decade. This movie is incredible and looks fantastic on 4K. So glad I got this on 4K. And the Steelbook of Furiosa and Mad Max Saga, which a lot of people did not like. I really enjoyed Furiosa. I think it's an excellent prequel. Anya Taylor-Joy, Chris Hemsworth, great in the film. Shame we might not get the Mad Max The Wasteland movie that we wanted because of how much bomb that movie bombed. We have Maleficent, which I actually didn't mind it now throughout these years. And it's definitely better than this shit. The Maltese Falcon. Mama! Ooh. Nothing to do with Queen, but you have to say it with that title. Mamma Mia. Here we go again. That joke never gets old. Man of Steel. Cannot wait to review this movie leading up to Superman coming out. Love Henry Cavill in that movie. The Martian. I gotta rewatch this movie again. I haven't seen this movie in such a long time. Great Matt Damon movie and great Ridley Scott movies. Mary Poppins. I love Mary Poppins. This is one of my biggest childhood movies of all time. I love this movie so much, so I definitely want to review this movie one day. It's such a good Disney live action film. And I even liked Mary Poppins Returns. I thought it's a very underrated sequel. I thought they did a really good job with that movie. We have the Matrix movies right here. I'm definitely going to upgrade this to 4K. Absolutely. Especially the first Matrix, which is one of my favorite movies. Reloaded and Revolutions, they're eh. Reloaded's pre-watchable. Revolutions is bad, but definitely better than Resurrections. God, why is that movie even made? The Maze Runner, the only one I own. I haven't owned the other movies. That is so fetch. Mean Girls. I love Mean Girls. I love the original Mean Girls. Just iconic high school movie of all time. Absolutely. Don't own the musical remake because I didn't really like it that much. Like, the more times I think about it. Megamind. Probably DreamWorks' most underrated movie. Megan. What a big surprise. I thought this movie was going to be terrible. Big surprise. And I cannot wait for 2.0. The trailer just came out. It looked actually pretty fun. They made Megan the good guy, so they're trying to do a Terminator 2 with this. Interesting. The Megalodon. I do like the still look. Definitely an 80s type movie. I don't have the sequel because that movie sucked. Meet the Robinsons, a very underrated Disney film. I thought this movie is a really good Disney film. It definitely has very good life lessons, and it's a pretty good time travel movie. Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. Men in Black, the only one I'm going to own because it's the only one I liked in the movies. Not a big Men in Black fan, but the first one was a lot of fun. Minority Report, another underrated Steven Spielberg movie. This is a really good Steven Spielberg movie. If you love futuristic movies, definitely check that movie out. Migration, pretty fun elimination movie. Midway. Now, the Mission Impossible movies. We have Mission Impossible. Put them over here. Mission Impossible 2, definitely the worst in the series. Mission Impossible 3, the movie that starts picking it back up. Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. This is the movie that started with the franchise being fucking great. Love Ghost Protocol, still to this day. Rogue Nation. Fallout, absolutely my favorite in the series. Fantastic movie. And Dead Reckoning Part 1. I feel like this is one of those movies that came out at the wrong time. If it wasn't for Barbenheimer coming out straight after this movie, I feel like this movie would have been more recognized, honestly. And I'm actually really pumped for the Final Reckoning. That movie's going to be great. Monster House, a childhood favorite. Monsters, Inc., a really fun Pixar film. Wazowski. Monsters University, not a great Pixar film in my opinion. But I own it to complete it. Monsters vs. Aliens, a pretty fun DreamWorks movie. Not the best, but, you know, simple fun. The Mountain Between Us. Moana. I gotta get this one on 4K. Why the hell I got this on Blu-ray? And yeah, I don't have Moana 2 because that movie's terrible. And yeah, I don't know about the live action movie. We'll see how the previews go. Monkey Man. This movie is great. Dave Patel's directorial debut. Please direct more action movies. You can direct action so well in your movies. Mortal Kombat! Do. Easily one of the best video game movies. I would agree with a lot of people. Such a fun 90s movie. And I have the 2021's Mortal Kombat, which I haven't rewatched this movie since theater, so I'll definitely rewatch it, especially with the sequel coming out this year. Moulin Rouge. Great Baz Luhrmann movie. Definitely one of my favorites. Hello! Mrs. Doubtfire. Easily the best Robin Williams comedy. This movie is hilarious, but also very heartwarming. It tackles on the subject of divorce. Mr. and Mrs. Smith. The first movie that bring Brad Pitt and Angelina as one of the most famous couples of all time. They fell in love after this movie. And Angelina Jolie... I don't blame Brad Pitt, honestly. I don't blame him. Mulan. Mulan 2 sucks. The original Mulan, Disney classic, and I don't have the remake. I'll probably watch it again. You know, maybe I'll like it even more. I'll definitely rewatch the remake. The Mule, a very underrated Clint Eastwood movie. Very intense movie, and I thought Clint Eastwood does a great job directing this one. I think he's an underrated director, to be honest with you. We have The Mummy. Got Mummy movies right here. The Mummy Returns with terrible CGI Dwayne Johnson. And The Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, which sucks. And I heard that Warner Bros. Is doing a new Mummy movie. Okay, I'm interested. Muppets from Space. Childhood movie. I loved the Muppets as a kid. Murder on the Orient Express, an okay movie. And last in the M's is My Neighbor Totoro. I have some Studio Ghibli films. This is definitely one of the best ones. Okay, now we have the end. So, we have this classic movie on here. Gosh, freaking idiot. Napoleon, don't be jealous that I've been chatting online with babes all day. Rex Kwon-do! Just so quotable. Love Napoleon Dynamite, and shame that the same director who did Napoleon Dynamite did the Minecraft movie. Yep, that review is coming up. Never Back Down. Basically, this is a Hidden Karate Kid remake. It basically is. It's the same story, but just with MMA. If you think about it, if you've seen the movie. And it has Amber Heard before she became Amber Heard. Never Let Go. This is a very underrated horror film that came out last year. I thought Halle Berry does a great job in this film. And those two boys, fantastic. This is a very suspenseful film. I would say it's similar to The Watchers, and I think it's better than The Watchers. The New Mutants, very disappointing movie. That film has so much potential. Night at the Museum, loved this movie as a kid. Man, I think this is the movie that made me discover Ben Stiller as a comedian. He is great in the film. The Nightmare Before Christmas. I was going to say A Nightmare Before Christmas, like I didn't. Yeah, classic Christmas movie and Halloween film. You can watch it on both of those holidays. The Nice Guys, fucking underrated, man. I don't know why this movie doesn't get the recommendation that it deserves. This movie is fantastic. Russell Crowe, Ryan Gosling, excellent chemistry. I want a sequel to this movie, but I don't think that's going to happen. Speaking of Russell Crowe, Noah, pretty underrated film. I enjoyed this film, even though, yeah, I know a lot of people are like, oh, this has nothing to do with the Bible. Those rock monsters have nothing to do with the Bibles. I like what Darren Aronofsky did with this movie. Yeah, it's a bit too long than it is, but I enjoyed it. Nobody, a movie that I actually liked throughout the years. At first I thought it was a pretty fun action movie, and I liked it more times I watched it, and I can't wait for the sequel. Bob Odenkirk is a badass in this film. It's coming out this year. Nocturnal Animals. Now this is a great movie. Best Coen Brothers movie, easily. No Country for Old Men. This movie is fantastic. First movie I discovered Javier Bardem as an actor. He is a great actor, especially in this movie. That coin scene, man. Intense. Nope, another great Jordan Peele movie. I know a lot of people don't find this movie the best out of his films. I love this movie, even from first viewing. I didn't mind that reveal that the alien is, the UFO is the actual alien itself. I really like that twist. Man, I own this movie, Norbit. This movie, easily, it's one of the worst Eddie Murphy films, but I love this movie as a guilty pleasure. My family loves this movie. It's very quotable. How you doing? I enjoy Norbit, even though I'm aware of how shit it is. The Northman, easily my favorite Robert Eggers movie. I was going to say Alex Garland. It's not Alex Garland. It's Robert Eggers. Definitely my favorite Robert Eggers film. I still need to get Nosferatu. It just came out on Blu-ray. I need to get that film. It's special on 4K. No Time to Die, the final movie of Daniel Craig's James Bond movies in the Steelbook. We have The Nun. The Nun 2. I just noticed, why am I doing it this side? I normally put the movies this side anyway. I'll go along with it. Okay, that was the last in the ends. I didn't even notice. That was the last one in the end. So now, we got the O's here. We got Oblivion. I'm going to put these movies there now. We have the Oceans trilogy. We have Oceans 11. Oceans 12. And Oceans 13. I enjoyed basically the first two. The third one is my least favorite, but I enjoyed them. Why do I own Old? I don't get it. Stupid of me. Onward. Pretty underrated Pixar film. Definitely not as good as Soul that came out the same year, but still very enjoyable Pixar film with Chris Pratt and Tom Holland playing brothers. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I heard we're going to get a sequel to this movie directed by David Fincher, written by Quentin Tarantino, and it's going to have Brad Pitt. I'm interested, honestly. But yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is definitely a fun Tarantino film. I will never forget the theater experience for this movie because I went on a school excursion to see this movie. It was the best, honestly. I would go back in time to relive that. It was amazing. The Other Guys. I love that movie. That's so hilarious. The death scene with Dwayne Johnson and Samuel Jackson always cracks me up. Alright, Oppenheimer. This is my favorite movie of 2023. Definitely one of the better Christopher Nolan films that came in a long time. Looks fantastic on 4K. Man, I would say easily, this is the best Robert Downey Jr. performance, and I would say it's the best Cillian Murphy performance. Absolutely, and I cannot wait to see the new film that he's doing for next year. Really interested from the first look. It looks awesome. And the last in the O's is The Outsiders. This is the movie that introduced so many big actors like Ralph Macchio, Matt Dillon, Patrick Swayze, Emma Estevez. So many big actors in this movie. Yeah, very underrated movie. Very fantastic coming of age film. Okay, now let's cover the P's. Here we go. We got Pacific Rim, great Guillermo del Toro movie. Pacific Rim Uprising, not so much great. It's not even directed by Guillermo del Toro. We have Paddington, a great family film. Paddington 2, even better than the first one. And I still haven't seen Paddington in Peru. I heard really good things about it, so I'll definitely check it out. Actually, you know what? I'm going to buy that blind, because I heard that's coming out on Blu-ray. I'll get it blind. Parasite, Best Picture winner, absolutely deserved it. The first ever foreign film that ever won Best Picture. Amazing. Why did I get that on 4K? Stupid me. Passengers, it's alright. Patriots Day, the third movie in the Peter Berg, Mark Wahlberg disaster movies, with Lone Survivor and Deepwater Horizon. Very intense film. Paul. I love this movie. This is a very underrated comedy. If you're sci-fi geeks, you will love this movie. It has Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, and Seth Rogen as an alien. As basically a smoking alien. I don't know what you call it. I can't think right now. A stoner alien. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. The Perfect Storm, the movie that made me not want to be a fisherman, especially after that movie. Disney's Peter Pan. I gotta get the 2003 Peter Pan. I liked that movie as a kid. Alright, this is a blind buy. Piece by Piece. I heard really good things about this movie. This is a sort of a biopic Todd and Legos about Pharrell Williams. I want to check this one out, so that's why I bought it. Pineapple Express. Great Seth Rogen comedy with James Franco. The original Pinocchio. I don't even know if the remake even came out on physical media. I don't think so. I'm glad it didn't, because it sucked. Alright, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. We got The Curse of the Black Pearl. Don't worry, it's not the 4K, it's the normal Blu-ray. I just like these covers. Yeah, I'll show you proof. See? Blu-ray, not 4K. I heard the 4Ks are bad, but I just basically got these covers on 4K and removed the disc and put the original disc in it. I know, stupid me, waste of money, but I love these covers. Dead Man Tells No Tales. Dead Man's Chest. By the way, the first movie is my favorite in the series, and the second one I really enjoyed. And At World's End. An okay conclusion, but way too long it actually is. I think it's Disney's longest movie. Alright, another trilogy. We have the Pitch Perfect trilogy. We have the first Pitch Perfect. Pitch Perfect 2. I enjoyed the first two movies. They're a lot of fun. And not really much so Pitch Perfect 3. We have Pixar Short Films Volume 1. Pixar Short Films Volume 2. I don't even know if there's a Volume 3 of this. I think there is. Alright, another trilogy. We got so much trilogies in the P section. We have Rise of the Planet of the Apes, a great start to this trilogy. Big surprise as well. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, a great sequel. And my favorite in this trilogy, War for the Planet of the Apes. This movie is an epic conclusion to the Caesar Planet of the Apes trilogy. And also, I have Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I think this is in my opinion, a really good start to this new trilogy that's possibly going to happen. I enjoyed this movie. I found this movie pretty underrated. Alright, next P pile. We have Platoon. Somebody that say P pile. What the heck is wrong with me? I'm an FBI agent. Point Break. Love Point Break. Such an awesome movie. The Polar Express. Creepy animation, but I would watch this still every Christmas. Yeah, that's basically what the Dwarfs of Snow White in 2024 look like. They look like the animation of the Polar Express. Polite Society. This movie's underrated. I didn't get a chance to review this movie. If you love Edgar Wright with a mix of Bollywood in it, you'll love this movie. Such a fun movie. The 2017 Power Rangers. I love this movie. I don't think this movie is that bad. Like, some people didn't like this movie. I really enjoyed this movie. I wish we got a sequel to this, but obviously it's not going to happen because the movie didn't do as well. Prisoners. The first movie that I discovered, Denis Villeneuve as the director. This is the best Hugh Jackman performance outside of Wolverine. He is phenomenal in this movie. So is Jake Gyllenhaal and Terry Taylor, the rest of the cast. And the first time I discovered Paul Dano as an actor. Stuttering. I'm getting so tired. There's so many more Blu-rays left. Project Almanac, basically a found footage time traveling movie. Very fun movie. Project X. Now, if you are Australians out there like me, you know that this movie is basically a... I wouldn't say it's like kind of based on a true story, but it's based on the Australian guy that did the party exactly similar to Project X did. And yeah, he is popular. I'll make him say the least. That news report of him not apologizing is freaking hilarious. So yeah, that's what inspired Project X. Very fun movie. I know it's one of my friend's favorite movies of all time. We have Prometheus. I gotta see this movie again. Like, last time I saw it, I didn't really like it as much, so I gotta see this movie again. Because sometimes opinions can change with movies. Promising Young Woman. Now, these two are the only documentaries I own in this collection, and that is March of the Dinosaurs and Prehistoric Park. I only got this for Prehistoric Park because I liked this documentary as a kid. I remember I loved dinosaurs when I was a kid, and in prep class we watched every episode of Prehistoric Park, and I thought it's awesome. It's literally a concept of the zoologist Nigel Marver. He goes back in time to rescue dinosaurs from extinction and brings it to a wildlife sanctuary. If you have not seen Prehistoric Park, check it out. If you have seen Prehistoric Park, awesome. I'm not the only one who has seen it. It's such a really cool... It's basically more of a mockumentary than a documentary, but it's really well done. The visuals don't hold up, though. The Prestige, another great Christopher Nolan film. I need to get... Which ones I don't have? I don't have The Following. I don't have... How embarrassing. I forgot what the others were called. How embarrassing. Insomnia and Memento. There we go. Predator. Oh, come on, kill me. This is my dad's favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. I think this is one of my favorite science fiction films. I love Predator. Awesome movie. Predator 2. I like these cover arts, I'm not gonna lie. Predator is pretty decent. It's decent enough. This piece of shit. And definitely the best in the series in a long time, Prey. I love Prey. This is a really good Predator movie. This movie really surprised me. Cannot believe this did come out in theaters. Dan Trachtenberg does a great job directing that movie, and he's doing another Predator movie, Predator Badlands, where they're going to make Predator the protagonist. Interesting. I'm actually on board with that. Predator being kind of the good guy in this. I'm interested to see where that goes. The Princess Bride, classic. Gotta own the Princess Bride in your collection. The Princess Diaries. I don't know why I own these movies. I guess I like the first one. I remember watching that at school and I kind of liked it. I think Anne Hathaway is freaking gorgeous in that movie. I guess that's why I owned it. The Princess and the Frog. I think this will be Disney's next victim doing a live action film. I got a feeling. New Orleans. Psycho. This is a horror classic. Alfred Hitchcock's most iconic film. Absolutely classic movie. The shower scene is one of the best suspenseful scenes of all time. Pulp Fiction. Absolutely in my top favorite Quentin Tarantino films. I've gone through most Quentin Tarantino films. I wouldn't say this is my number one favorite, but I love Pulp Fiction. You'll find out my number one favorite when the Blu Ray Collection goes on. And the last in the P's is Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Biggest surprise of that year. I was not expecting this movie to be good. This is definitely one of the best Shrek movies in the franchise in a long time. And Antonio Banderas, once again as Puss in Boots, is great. But this movie, it goes in ways that I wasn't expecting. And I thought it's done really freaking well. This is definitely a really well-written DreamWorks film. And I gotta say, DreamWorks is getting better and better. Like, I would say they're doing better than Disney right now. Now we're here doing the shortest letters in my Blu Ray Collection, which is the Q's. And the only movies I have in the Q's is A Quiet Place movies. We have A Quiet Place, which this movie blew me away when I first saw it. I remember seeing the trailers and I'm like, I gotta see this film because of how original and different it is. And this movie plays along with that. It's such a great film, so suspenseful. John Krasinski, man, he definitely needs to direct more movies like this. And A Quiet Place Part 2, a really good follow-up to the first movie. I still like the first movie a little bit more, but this is still a really good follow-up. And the prequel, A Quiet Place Day 1. This movie, man, this is definitely the most suspenseful in this trilogy. Not trilogy, out of the Quiet Place movies. We still haven't got the third movie yet, so it's not a trilogy. But this is a really good prequel. Absolutely. This movie, I was literally shitting my pants the whole movie. Now we're going to the R's. Race to Rich Mountain. Remember liking this movie as a kid? This is early Dwayne Johnson days, when he's in Disney movies and stuff. Raging Bull, another great Martin Scorsese movie. Now we have the Rambo movies. We've got Rambo First Blood. Rambo First Blood Part 2, very fun action movies. And Rambo Last Blood. I don't have 3 or the 4th movie. I need to get those movies. Rampage. This movie, it's self-aware of what it is. So I accept this movie being a very cheesy movie. Ratatouille, another good Disney Pixar film. Not my favorite, to be honest with you, but this is a really good Pixar film. Brad Bird once again directed a really good Pixar film. Raya and the Last Dragon. Man, this movie needs to be more recognized. Real Steel. This is such an underrated film. I remember seeing the preview for this movie and I want to see it straight away with my dad. It was such a good movie. This is a really good father and son movie too. But that happens to also be a robot boxing movie, and I thought those aspects really work well together. And Hugh Jackman's most underrated performance. Speaking of underrated, my god, I am so upset that this movie didn't get enough attention that it deserves. Ready Player One. I love this movie. This is a movie for me. Like, this is a movie that you just want to have this game world happening. You want the Oasis to be real. I love the world building this movie presented. Looks great in 4K. Definitely the most underrated Steven Spielberg film. We need a sequel to that. Ready or Not, which we're getting a sequel, I think. Rebel Without a Cause, rest in peace, James Dean. You inspired Tommy Wiseau to make The Room. With You're Tearing Me Apart, this is where it got discovered. I'm not joking. Red. I have to watch that movie again. I haven't watched that in such a long time. Renfield. This movie is fucking great. Nicolas Cage, man, this is when he got back. Like, this is such a Nicolas Cage performance. I love him in this movie. And Nicholas Hoult, he's becoming more rising in here. Now, I said it in Pulp Fiction, my favorite Tarantino movie is here, somewhere in this Blu ray collection, and it's right here, Reservoir Dogs. This is my favorite Quentin Tarantino film. This is the film that started all with Quentin Tarantino films. Man, the dialogue in this movie, it's literally a heist movie that you don't see the heist happening, but it's a movie about a heist going wrong, and the dialogue of this movie is so snappy that you follow the whole way through. I love Reservoir Dogs. Why am I Mr. Pink? Because you're a faggot, alright? Let's go to wake. The Revenant, another movie I need to get on 4K. Good on Leonardo DiCaprio for winning that movie for Best Actor. Ride Along. This movie's terrible, but my mum loves this movie. She loves Kevin Hart. This is how she discovers Kevin Hart, and it has its moments, I'm not gonna lie. The original Japanese Ring. Yeah, I got this. This is another Arrow video. Yeah, it's another Arrow video. I love this slipcover. And of course, I got the remake of The Ring, one of the best horror remakes with the 2013's Evil Dead. This movie is terrifying. Very terrifying movie. Rise of the Guardians. The Road, a very depressing, very powerful movie, absolutely, with Viggo Mortensen. Very good in this movie. The original RoboCop, classic. Dead or Alive, You're Coming With Me. Rocket Man, this is better than Bohemian Rhapsody, easily. Taron Egerton as Elton John, incredible. This is one of the most underrated Disney films of all time, The Rocketeer. I love this movie. I remember loving this movie as a kid. I actually dressed as him in a costume party one time. It was a lot of fun. I love The Rocketeer. I have his helmet up there in my Blu ray collection. The Rock. When Just Go Home and Fuck the Prom Queen. Classic Michael Bay. One of his early movies. And the last other Criterion movies I have is Roma. I need to get more Criterion movies. Absolutely. The original Romeo and Juliet that came out in the 60s. Rest in peace to the female who played Juliet. She died pretty recently. Also I have the Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet, which... Okay, there are times where I like this movie, there are times I don't like this movie. It really depends on my type of mood to watch this movie. But I remember we studied it at school, so we watched the movie and... You know, Leonardo DiCaprio was great. I'll give him that. Ron's Golden Wrong. So hard to say. Now, finally, The Room. I get to talk about the story. Now, I had a chance to see The Room in theaters for the first time, which I always wanted to see. It was one of the best theater experiences of my life. I will never forget that experience. It was amazing. And I got to meet Greg Sestero, who actually did the commentary on the movie, and his comments are freaking hilarious. I took a picture with him. I was nervous, and he signed Best Friends Part 1 and 2 because they're having a sale, and I didn't know what to get. I either want to get the script from The Room or a t-shirt. But I wanted to get Best Friends because I heard good things about it. So I got Best Friends. I told Greg and Sarah to sign the movie. So that's where that signature was from. It was the best experience. Even I took one of my friends to see The Room who has not seen The Room ever. He had a great time. And he dressed as Tommy Wiseau in that party I went to when I dressed as the Rocketeer. So basically, I got him inspired to wear a Tommy Wiseau costume and got into loving The Room. So Andrew, you're welcome. But The Room, absolutely one of the greatest bad movies ever made. It's one of the most fun movies ever made. Like, come on. You cannot go wrong with The Room. I love The Room. It's so bad, it's good. It's a right representation of that. We have another Christmas classic I own in this collection, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This movie is a classic. Classic Christmas film. Love the stop-motion animation. It looks fantastic. Still on Blu-ray. And the last in the R's is The Running Man. I'm interested to see what Edgar Wright does with the remake with Glenn Powell. I'm interested. This is a really original film, but also very cheesy. But I am interested to see how the remake goes in a darker, much more modern approach. Okay, now it's time for the biggest letters in my Blu-ray collection, the S's. Oh my god, I feel so exhausted right now. A lot of movies to go. Thank you guys so much for watching this Blu-ray collection, guys, by the way. Hopefully you guys had a great time. Hopefully you had some great snacks and enjoy what movies I bought. This is definitely an updated Blu-ray collection video. I would say this is probably the longest Blu-ray collection video I have done. Man, I still enjoy doing this for you guys, but it's so exhausting. And I literally just did a take on the S's and I find out I forgot to turn on my mic. How stupid of me. So I had to do this all over again. This is my second take. Alright, let's go. Here we go. We got Santa Claus is Coming to Town, the third Christmas special that I have. The Sapphires. Sausage Party. I haven't rewatched this movie in such a long time, but I remember how crazy that movie was. Saving Mr. Banks, movie about the making of Mary Poppins. Literally, this movie made you want to listen to Let's Go Fly a Kite again. Because this movie made it so magical, that song. Oh man, it made me want to listen to that song. Saving Private Ryan, one of the best war films of all time. The first Saw movie. I don't own the rest of the Saw movies. But I do own Saw X, which is definitely the best in a while, I would say. And they cancelled Saw 11. Why? I'm so disappointed. Say hello to my little friend. Hoo-ah! Scarface. Best mob movie of all time, in my opinion. Best Al Pacino movie. Absolutely. Easily. Definitely his most iconic. The School of Rock. If you want to be the teacher's pet. I love School of Rock. This is one of my favorite movies. I loved this movie as a kid. Best Jack Black movie. So easy. Man. A movie about a guy that teaches kids rock and roll. It's awesome. Love that movie. I heard the musical is pretty good as well. Schindler's List, classic Steven Spielberg. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, Red, Rama, Raffney, Raggy, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, Ree. Bad Scooby-Doo impression. I loved these movies as a kid. The first movie, there's something weird about the first movie. You can tell it's trying to be an R-rated raunchy comedy, then it suddenly changed to a kids' movie at last minute. You can really tell. Scooby-Doo 2 felt more like a Scooby-Doo live-action film. And those movies are both written by James Gunn, who did the Guardians of the Galaxy movies and now the owner of DC. Interesting fact here. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, easily my favorite Edgar Wright film with Baby Driver. Great film. You have to defeat my 7 evil exes. The Scream collection includes the first 4 movies. I love these movies. The first movie is a classic. Second movie is good. The third one sucked. But I also like the fourth one. Even though the twist is really... I wouldn't say it's obvious. It's just kind of there. Scream 5. Really enjoyed that film. That's a big surprise for me. And the biggest surprise, Scream 6, which I would say is the best in a while. I really enjoyed Scream 6. Still pretty nervous what they're going to do with Scream 7 though. But it could surprise me. Scream 6 I was nervous about and it came out great. Searching. The Secret Life of Pets. Don't own Secret Life of Pets 2. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. A very underrated Ben Stiller movie. Jesus Christ, Owen. Oh, what's in the box? 7. Love this movie. My favorite David Fincher film. Easily. Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, Kevin Spacey at the end, Gwyneth Paltrow. Great casting. This movie is a very intense mystery film. And the ending, the head in the box, iconic as hell. Very iconic. The Shallows. Shang-Chi and the Legend of Ten Rings. I'm very happy that Shang-Chi is coming back for Doomsday. I'm so happy to see Shang-Chi back. The Shawshank Redemption, of course, one of the greatest movies of all time. Best Stephen King adaptation. Shazam, love this movie despite from Zachary Levi. Still great in the movie though. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I really enjoyed this movie. I know a lot of people didn't like this film. I really enjoyed this film. And it's a really nice steelbook. It definitely has its flaws, absolutely. Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes, really enjoyed that film. Sherlock Holmes Game of the Shadows, also a really good sequel. I thought these Sherlock Holmes movies are pretty underrated. Shrek! I love Shrek. This is one of my favorite childhood movies. It's definitely my favorite DreamWorks movie of all time. Come on, what else can I say about Shrek? Shrek is awesome. Better not do a live action movie of that. Please not. If DreamWorks is starting to do live action movies, just do How to Train Your Dragon, please. Shrek 2, also a really good sequel. These movies are the best anime films. I probably will get the rest. You know, Shrek the First sucks, but I do love Shrek Forever After, so I'll get him. And Shrek 5, yeah, skeptical, especially with that animation. Shutter Island. Here's Johnny, The Shining, classic Jack Nicholson. Sicario, a great Denis Villeneuve movie. Sicario the Day of Soldado. Haven't seen this movie since theaters. The Silence of the Lambs, classic Anthony Hopkins, definitely his best performance with Jodie Foster. Very intense film. Alright, got another pile here. And I have another S pile down there as well. The S's are so huge in this collection. The Simpsons movie. Love that movie. Sing and Sing 2. Oh, it's upside down. Sing 2. Very cute anime movies. I'm singing in the rain. Good morning. I love Singing in the Rain. Such a classic. Looks great on 4K actually. Sin City. Don't have David Gilfoyle because that movie sucked. Sinister. Talking about a fucking frightening movie. This movie is terrifying. If you want to see a good terrifying movie, watch Sinister. Sisu. This movie is awesome. This is basically John Wick in World War II. This is a badass action movie. If you want to see some full gore, definitely check that movie out. I see dead people. The Sixth Sense. Definitely classic M. Night Shyamalan. The movie that got him on the map being the next Spielberg. Sky High. I love this movie. I remember loving this movie as a kid. It's basically a movie about high school full of superheroes. It's awesome. I bet you they'll do a Disney Plus sequel to that, obviously, because Disney Plus wants more recommendation. Skyscraper. Sleeping Beauty. Slumdog Millionaire, great Danny Boyle film, and the movie that got Dev Patel on the map. I thought Dev Patel is fantastic in that movie. Smile, such a scary cover, man. If that cover closed in the dark and I see it every night, I wouldn't sleep, honestly. But surprisingly very fun film, and surprisingly good sequel, Smile 2. I really enjoyed that film. That film is much better than I was expecting, and I'm in for this franchise. Okay, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Love this movie. Not my favorite Disney film, but I really love this movie. But man, such a shame the remake is shit. It's not terrible. It's not the worst Disney live action film. It's not as worse as The Lion King, but yeah. Rachel Zegler is the best part of the movie, at least. But yeah, that movie is pretty much a mess. The Source Code. The Social Network, absolutely one of my favorite David Fincher films. Best performance by Jesse Eisenberg, easily. Sonic the Hedgehog. If it wasn't for the new design, this franchise, seriously, it wouldn't happen, honestly. If it wasn't for people complaining about the original design. Honestly, this movie would have bombed. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, great sequel, and I will get the third one because it's my favorite in the trilogy. Soul, the best movie of 2020. I love that Pixar film. The hills are alive for the sound of music. Doe, a deer, a female deer. I love the sound of music. Classic. I don't know if that film is out on 4K. I will definitely pick that up. South Pole. Space Jam. I love this movie. This is very 90s cheese. Michael Jordan playing basketball with the Looney Tunes. I loved it. It's not a great film, but I enjoyed it. and Space Jam: A New Legacy. I enjoyed this movie. I know a lot of people didn't like this movie. A lot of people say this is commercialism for Warner Brothers. I like the commercialism. It's a fun film. Not great though. Spartacus. Spawn. This movie is horrible. Terrible movie, but it's a guilty pleasure. But I would love to see a reboot of that. Speak No Evil. This is a surprisingly good remake that came out this year. I've seen the original before this film. I thought the original was good. I would get it on Blu-ray if I could find it. But I thought James McAvoy is incredible in this movie. Very intense character in this film. And Speed. I will definitely get this on 4K because I hate this cover. But Speed. Classic. Great action film. Keanu Reeves stopping a bus with a bomb on it. It's awesome. Okay, now let's get into the Spider-Man movies. Here we go. We have Spider-Man. Love that movie. Spider-Man 2. Easily my favorite Spider-Man movie of all time. Love this movie. One of my favorite comic book movies of all time. Spider-Man 3. I like Spider-Man 3. I know a lot of people didn't like Spider-Man 3. Yeah, it's got problems, but this is special to me because this is the very first Spider-Man film that I've watched. But definitely a mess. Now we have the Homecoming trilogy. Let me position myself. I feel like I was angled. Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man Far From Home with this really nice steelbook. I love this steelbook. And Spider-Man No Way Home. This movie, man, blew me away. Literally blew me away. Definitely the best out of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. I hate this cover though. I'm going to try and find a cover that's better. Honestly, I like movie covers in my collection. I have this fascination with them. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This movie. Big surprise. Big surprise. Great Spider-Man movie. Excuse me. You can tell that I'm very exhausted right now. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Fantastic movie. And finally, guys, Beyond the Spider-Verse is happening. It's coming out in the next 2 years. Man, hopefully they come fast because I want to see that movie so bad. Spirited Away, my favorite Studio Ghibli film of all time. This movie is fantastic. Great film. Spirit. Split. Another great M. Night Shyamalan movie. Definitely the best in a while. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Not a woman. We can't do anything. Cause I'm a goofy goober, yeah. Childhood. Love the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. The only SpongeBob movie I'm going to own in this collection. Stand By Me. Love this movie. One of my favorite coming-of-age movies. It took me a while to realize that this was actually based on a Stephen King book. One of his short stories. A Star Is Born in this nice steelbook. I'll probably get this movie on 4K, actually. But I'll still keep the steelbook. I love that steelbook. Alright, Star Trek trilogy. We have the not the original, the 2009 Star Trek movie. I haven't owned the original films because I'm not a big Star Trek fan. Star Trek Into Darkness. And Star Trek Beyond. I love the first movie. I thought J.J. Abrams did Star Trek justice. The second movie was great. I didn't like what they did with Benedict Cumberbatch, though, in my opinion. And the third one was definitely my least favorite. So, yeah, I love the first movie. Alright, now we get into the Star Wars sequel trilogy. We have The Force Awakens. The Last Jedi. I don't care. I like The Last Jedi. I know a lot of people didn't like The Last Jedi. I enjoyed myself with it. And The Rise of Skywalker. Forget about that movie. Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. I liked it more throughout the years. I really enjoyed Rogue One. And Solo, A Star Wars Story. I gotta watch this movie again. Some people like this movie, so I'll give this movie another shot. God, I'm sweating to death here. Strange Darling, a really good horror film that came out last year. Yeah, I think this movie deserves much more credit. Honestly, very good film. Steve Jobs. Storks, a really fun Warner Animation Group movie. I really enjoyed that film. Straight Outta Compton. Love Straight Outta Compton. O'Shea Jackson Jr., who plays Ice Cube in the movie, you can barely tell that's him, honestly. You literally see a young Ice Cube right here. Strays, really fun movie. Really hilarious, actually. I was surprised that the film was funny than I expected. Now, these two childhood movies right there, very random. We have Stuart Little. Yes, I liked this film as a kid. And Stuart Little 2, which I liked even more as a kid. I know because I liked them as a kid. Michael J. Fox voicing Stuart Little. We have the 2016 Suicide Squad movie, which sucked. But we have a better one right here, The Suicide Squad. James Gunn He did it better. Honestly, he did it better. I cannot wait to see what he does with his DC Universe. Sully. Super 8. I upgraded this one to 4K. I haven't seen this on 4K yet. I love Super 8. This is a very underrated J.J. Abrams movie. This movie has, like, basically Stranger Things vibes. Before Stranger Things, there's this movie. It has that vibes to it. Superhero movie. This movie. I love this movie. This is the biggest guilty pleasure of mine. I can watch this movie every day. One of my favorite spoof movies of all time. Honestly, this movie is... It's terrible, but... It's like it's terrible on purpose for you to just have fun with it. So, yeah, I love superhero movie. And it's getting more love throughout the years. The Super Mario Bros. Movie, easily one of the best video game movies that I have seen, honestly. I really enjoyed that movie. Now, Superman stuff. We have Superman the movie, classic Christopher Reeve, childhood classic for me. I love this movie. Superman 2, I got the Richard Donner cut, not the original cut of the film. It's the best version of it. Superman 3, and this piece of shit, one of the worst comic book movies ever made. I cannot believe I got that on 4K, but I'm a completionist, you know, I got all of them on 4K, might as well get that piece of shit. And I am looking forward to Superman coming out. I'll definitely review these movies with Man of Steel, and I'll re-review for Batman v Superman leading up to James Gunn's Superman. It's my most anticipated film of the year. And also I have Superman the 40s cartoon. I enjoyed these as a kid. Randomly found this, and I'm like, you know what, I'll pick it up. I liked it as a kid. Sweeney Todd, a very underrated Tim Burton musical. And finally, the last in the S's, biggest category in my collection, Sword in the Stone. Wouldn't mind seeing a live action of this, but I feel like we have way too many King Arthur movies, so yeah. But I still think this is a very underrated Disney film. Very enjoyable, good time. Okay, big category done. Now let's move on to the T's. We're almost done, guys. Taken. Classically Neeson movie. The movie that started Liam Neeson doing these action movies, but definitely that's the best one. Talk to Me. This movie is a huge surprise. This movie is definitely one of the better horror films in this decade. Seriously, Raka, they can direct movies. They're so good at directing this movie, and I cannot wait for their latest movie coming out this year. I'm really excited. Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, my favorite Will Ferrell movie. This movie cracks me up so much. Love this movie. Sacha Baron Cohen, hilarious. Definitely hilarious. Dear Lord, baby Jesus, shake and bake. Tangled, we're getting a live action version of this. Yeah, I definitely want to see Florence Pugh as Rapunzel, but I got a feeling they're going to cast Sabrina as Rapunzel. Sabrina Carpenter. Taxi Driver. Definitely my favorite Martin Scorsese film. Absolutely. Great Robert De Niro performance. You talking to me? Tarzan. Don't do a live action one of this either. Please don't. We got way too many Tarzan movies anyway. Like, there's no point doing another live action Tarzan. We have Ted. Very funny movie. Love Seth MacFarlane's direction with that movie. And Ted 2. Not as good, but it's still enjoyable. And I actually like the Ted series that came out. I want to see a season 2. Teen Titans. Love this series. I remember loving this as a kid. I cannot wait to rewatch it. I grown up with Teen Titans. And James Gunn's going to do a Teen Titans movie, which I'm pumped. Teen Titans Go to the movies. The only thing I'm going to own from Teen Titans Go. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. I need to get the rest of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. The original ones. Definitely won't get the Michael Bay ones. They suck. But this is definitely one of the best in a while. Hopefully they do a sequel. Tekken. I remember loving the games, but this movie's terrible. They should reboot that movie. Tenet looks great on 4K. Not the best Christopher Nolan film, but it took me a while to appreciate it. Alright, now the Terminator movies. We have The Terminator Classic. I'll probably get that on 4K, actually. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. The movie I probably won't get on 4K because I heard the 4K sucks. So I got the normal Blu-ray. But seriously, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. Love Terminator 2 Judgment Day. One of the greatest. Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. Yep, when it starts to basically suck in the franchise. Terminator Salvation. I'll give it this credit. At least this is the most different out of all of them. And it tries, but it's still not that great. Terminator Genesis. This movie sucks. And speaking of movies that suck, Terminator Dark Fate. That ruined the legacy of the first two movies. So, my recommendation, just watch the first two. The rest of the movies, don't bother. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original classic. Thank You for Your Service, very underrated Miles Teller movie. Definitely watch it if you're interested in war movies. This Is the End. This movie is so much fun. Actors playing themselves during an apocalypse. It's so much fun. John Carpenter's The Thing. Classic. Alright, we have 4. I actually liked 4. I rewatched this movie this year because I was rewatching the MCU movies. I think this still holds up. For the Dark World, definitely the most boring and forgettable movies in the MCU. Easily the worst MCU movie. For Ragnarok, easily the best Thor movie in the MCU. Love for Ragnarok. And the disappointing For Love and Thunder. I did like the movie when it came out. The more times I rewatched it, the more times I didn't like it. I gave it such a positive review in my review. Titanic, of course. James Cameron classic. Love Titanic. Actually looks really good on 4K. So glad I got it on 4K. The Tomb Raider movie, the one with Alicia Vikander. I don't have the Angelique Jolie one, so I'll probably get him. Tombstone, once again, rest in peace, Val Kilmer. His greatest film with Kurt Russell, very good Western movie. Tomorrow When the War Began. I remember loving this film because we studied this book in English class because it's an Australian book, and I find this movie underrated. Very good coming of age / war film. Alright, next T pile we have, last time I'm going to say this, rest in peace Val Kilmer, because his performance as Iceman is definitely the best. Top Gun, love Top Gun. Classic cheese fest, but man, Top Gun Maverick, one of the biggest surprises. This is like probably in the category of one of the greatest movies in a while. This movie's fantastic. And yeah, Val Kilmer once again that might be his last performance, yeah, in Top Gun Maverick for that cameo. Very emotional. Total Recall, some man just tried to kill me. I love Total Recall. Classic Arnold Schwarzenegger cheese fest, loved it. And also I have the remake of Total Recall, which I actually did like. I didn't mind this movie. It's not that bad, honestly. Obviously not as good as the original. Alright, we have Toy Story, one of the best Pixar films of all time. Not my favorite, but the best. Loved that movie as a kid. Toy Story 2, easily my favorite Toy Story movie in the series. I've grown up more with Toy Story 2 than the first one, but I still love the first one. Toy Story 3 was supposedly a great conclusion to the series, but we also have Toy Story 4, which I like. I like Toy Story 4. I know a lot of people are mixed on it. I enjoy Toy Story 4. And we're getting a Toy Story 5, which, you know what? I'm interested. I'm interested to see where it goes. Training Day. I almost done, Owen. I almost done, guys. Train to Busan, best zombie movie of all time that I'm probably only going to watch once because it's way too impactful for me. Alright, the Transformers movies. We have the first Transformers, which I love. I love the first Transformers. I've grown up with it as a kid. It's definitely one of my favorite movies as a kid, so definitely it's still my favorite movie to this day. I want to see it in IMAX. If they re-release the first Transformers in IMAX, I'll see it. Especially for the sound effects. Revenge of the Fallen. Guilty pleasure, but definitely it sucks. Definitely a step down. Dark of the Moon. I would say the final act was good. But the rest of the movie is classic Michael Bay shitfest. Age of Extinction. This is when I'm going to start hating these movies. Age of Extinction is terrible. The worst in the series. The Last Night. My god, this movie sucked. The IMAX ratio, it's some of the worst that I have seen. Transformers Rise of the Beast. I enjoyed this movie. Definitely a fun Transformers movie. Could have been better. And Transformers 1. This movie, man. This is easily the best Transformers movie we've got in a while. Easily. And why didn't I get fucking nominated? I get why. Honestly, it's the Oscars. Trap. I enjoyed this movie. I know a lot of people didn't like this movie. I thought it's a very simple, suspenseful thriller about a serial killer that's basically trapped in a concept and trying to escape. I thought the third act had a lot of different endings. That's what I didn't like about it, but leading up to that, I enjoyed. Treasure Planet. If Disney is doing a live-action movie, do want a Treasure Planet. I wouldn't mind one. Honestly, because Treasure Planet, I enjoy it, but it's definitely not the best Disney movie, but I would love to see a live-action of that. Tron. This is the original Tron. I gotta rewatch this movie. Every time I try to watch Tron, it's just so dated. Like, I know it's back when, computer animated is still happening, but man, it's really dated. But I will watch it leading up to Tron Ares, which we just got a trailer for, and I'm actually looking forward to it. Tron Legacy, better than the first Tron. I thought the visuals looked stunning in that movie. I have to watch that again. I haven't saw that in a while. Tropic Thunder, classic Ben Stiller comedy, so hilarious. Troy, also got this one for $2. True Grit, a great Coen Brothers remake. The movie that first introduced Haley Steinfeld as an actress. Turning Red, a really good Pixar movie about puberty. They did a great job with this one. Twilight. You know what? These movies are hilarious. I only know the first one. I don't know if I want to get the others. But, yeah, because the others just get worse and worse. But, you know, at times I like to watch them just for laughs. Alright, and the last movies in my teas is the Twister movies. We got Twister. Classic movie. Love this movie. Such a fun disaster movie. One of my favorites of all time. The tornado scenes are so impactful. Definitely in that movie. And surprisingly good reboot, Twisters. Love Twisters. This movie was a lot of fun. Glenn Powell, what's her name? Daisy Edgar-Jones, great in the film. Anthony Ramos, also really good in the film. I was going to say Anthony Mackie, like how I looked. Anthony Ramos is great in the film. Very fun movie, and I heard it's going to have a follow-up, so I'm really interested to see how that's going to turn out. Alright, now let's get into the U's. Not much in the U's, so let's get into it. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. This movie's great on rewatch. I think this is one of the funniest Nicolas Cage movies. Absolutely. My favorite M. Night Shyamalan film, Unbreakable. I love this movie. This is a great twist on the superhero genre. Very twisted. Bruce Willis, one of his best performances. Samuel L. Jackson, also great in the film. Very good original superhero film. Unfriended. Very fun suspenseful thriller that took place on a Skype chat. Unforgiven, a really underrated Clint Eastwood Western. Very well directed. Unhinged. Yeah, my god, how fat Russell Crowe gone for this movie. Jesus. He is so overweight in this film, but he does a great job playing a stalker, a car rage stalker. Unstoppable. I just literally lost count of the titles. Unstoppable. Very underrated biopic about two guys trying to stop a running train. Upgrade. Everyone says it's a better version of Venom. I agree. This is such a badass movie. Is this? Yeah, Blumhouse, yeah. I was going to say, is it A24? No, it's Blumhouse. Up. Very good Pixar film. A movie that made everyone cry during the opening scene. Us. Not the best Jordan Peele film. Definitely my least in the three, but still enjoyed this movie. Very twisted, very original. National Lampoon's Vacation. Sorry. We're getting to the V's now. Sometimes I just keep in track because I put two of them together. So yeah, we're up to the V's now. So we got National Lampoon's Vacation, classic Chevy Chase, Van Helsing, Venom. I love Venom. I enjoyed the first Venom. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun movie It's a fun movie that knows exactly what it is. God damn, I'm so tired. Venom Let There Be Carnage. Yeah, still don't own the third Venom, The Last Dance. I don't know if I want to own it. I thought that film was a bit disappointing. I guess I'll own it when it gets cheap. Remember the God damn it, I'm getting so tired. Remember, the 5th of November. V for Vendetta. God, put yourself together. Jesus, I'm just so tired. And we still got one more pile to go. So, we're almost there, guys. Victor Frankenstein. And The Visit. Pretty underrated M. Night Shyamalan film. I don't know if I want to watch this film again because there's so many scenes where I'm like, God, this is disgusting. But, yeah. Pretty fun M. Night Shyamalan film about evil grandparents. Okay, guys. We're in the last two piles in my Blu-ray collection. Let's get cracking. Now, W's. Here we go. We have Walk the Line, easily my favorite music biopic of all time. Walking Phoenix as Johnny Cash is great, and Reese Witherspoon as June Carter. Fantastic. She definitely deserved that win. A Walk to Remember. I remember we watched this movie in English class. We were studying love, and we watched this movie, and I enjoyed this movie. It's a cheesy Nicholas Sparks movie, but I would say it's his best. The rest I don't like. Wally. Warm Buddies, a really good twisted romance movie about a girl falling in love with a zombie. Very good film. I love Nicholas Hoult in that movie. War of the Worlds, a very underrated Steven Spielberg movie. This is a very suspenseful film. Very good alien invasion movie. Watchmen. I might get this on 4K. I heard there's going to be a 4K coming out here. I'm definitely going to pick it up. Love Watchmen. Definitely my favorite Zack Snyder film with 300. The Way Back. The Wedding Singer. Easily the best Adam Sandler comedy. I think everyone would agree with that. Love Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore together. Yes, West Side Story. This is my favorite musical movie of all time. Yeah, the more times I think about it, I would prefer the 60s film because I've grown up with it more. I love the 60s film so much. The musical sequences are a lot of fun. This movie, it's one of my favorite musicals. I love this movie so much. Like, if we did a play of West Side Story in my school, I would have auditioned. I don't even care if I'm a background actor. I would love to be a part of it. And the 2021 remake, which is definitely a really good remake. The movie that introduces Rachel Zegler as an actress. Man, Steven Spielberg hadn't directed a musical before. Man, it's like he has directed a musical in so many years. Great job with that film. My favorite film of that year. The Whale. The Whale. What is wrong with me? The Whale. Jesus, this film. Brendan Fraser definitely deserved that win, but man, this is a one and only film for me. Absolutely. That film is so disturbing. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Wicked. This is my favorite film of last year. I love this movie so much. One of the best musicals that came out in a while. So well directed. John M. Chu, incredible. And Ariana Grande and Sophia Revo, incredible. This is one of the best choreographed musicals that I've seen in such a long time. Man, this movie felt like a movie. It felt like magic. I've seen this movie 3 times. I'm definitely excited to rewatch this movie on 4K. I haven't rewatched this movie on 4K yet. Cannot wait. And I'm so pumped for Wicked for good. The Witch, great Robert Eggers film. The film, I would say it's his first film that he's directed. Now, are you rushing? Or are you dragging? Or are you gonna be on my fucking time? Whiplash. Love Whiplash. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. J.K. Simmons, one of his best performances with Miles Teller. My favorite Damien Chazelle movie, easily. This is so well directed, so intense, so suspenseful. Man, I definitely want to review this movie one day. I love Whiplash. The Wild Robot. Shame that this movie didn't win Best Animated Film. I want this film to win Best Animated Film because this is definitely one of the best DreamWorks films that came out in such a long time. Love The Wild Robot. The Wizard of Oz. Classic. One of my favorite movies in my childhood. Still holds up to today. This is one of the greatest movies of all time. What's not to say about The Wizard of Oz that has not been said? Wolf Creek. Very disturbing movie. The Wolf of Wall Street. Best Leonardo DiCaprio performance. Easily. So good in the movie. And Margot Robbie. So attractive. The Wolverine. Very underrated X-Men movie where Wolverine goes to Japan. And it's an awesome movie. It has some of the best Wolverine fight scenes. The Woman King. Okay, last pile right here. Wonder, a very adorable film. Wonder Woman, definitely the best, I would say, out of the Zack Snyder DC universe, easily. Wonder Woman 1984, not great, but very nice steelbook, that's why I own it. Wonka, I love this movie. This is a very big surprise. It literally felt like I'm a kid again, this movie. Timothée Chalamet as Willy Wonka, fantastic. And really nice steelbook as well. World War Z. And the last in the W's is Wreck-It Ralph. I love Wreck-It Ralph. Such a great Disney film. Definitely in one of my favorites. Sorry. And Ralph Breaks the Internet as well. Yeah, I gotta watch this again because a lot of people didn't like this movie. And I liked it when it first came out. Alright, now we have the X's. And the only movies in my X's is the X-Men movies. So we have the first X-Men. X-Men 2. Really cool we get to see Alan coming back as Nightcrawler in Doomsday. Awesome. X-Men The Last Stand. The worst in the trilogy. X-Men Origins Wolverine. Easily the worst X-Men movie ever made. This movie is so bad, but I liked it. It was so bad it's good for me. X-Men First Class. Easily my favorite X-Men movie of all time. Love this movie so much. James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender. Incredible. Days of Future Past. Great. Great continuation of that movie. X-Men Apocalypse. And X-Men Dark Phoenix, easily another one of the worst X-Men movies. I'm really excited to see Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen reprise their roles in Doomsday. That's going to be incredible. Now, Y, I only got one movie in the Y, and this is a really awesome looking box set / slipcover, Your Name. This is a really good anime movie. If you have not seen this film, check it out. It's a very unique romance movie. I'm not going to tell you what it's about, because I want you to go into it blind. It's a very unique and original romance film. Alright, last letters. The Z's. Oh my gosh, guys. I'm so exhausted. Let's finish this. Let's do this. Finish this off with a bang. We have Zack Snyder's Justice League. Easily the best cut of the movie. So glad this happened. It is amazing. It's 4 hours long, but it's worth it. Saphira. Loved this movie as a kid. Man. I remember I used to pretend to play this with my friends. I love this movie so much. Zombieland and Zombieland Double Tap. Really enjoyable movies. And finally, the last Blu-ray in my collection that ends everyone's Blu-ray collection video, Zootopia. Love Zootopia. Interested in the sequel coming out. This is a very mature Disney film. I cannot wait to rewatch this movie leading up to the second movie. Very good Disney film. Oh my gosh, guys. It's over. Thank you, guys, for joining me along in this really amazing journey. Man, this is probably the longest I've done a Blu-ray collection video, but you know what? I always love doing these videos, even though it's very exhausting, very hard work. I enjoy doing these videos, showing you how much my Blu-ray collection has grown, and judging from the runtime of this video, I think it shows how much my Blu-ray collection has been grown. So, guys, once again for another year, thank you very much for checking out my Blu-ray collection for 2025. Let me know in the comments below how many Blu-rays you have in your Blu-ray collection. And if you have counted my Blu-rays in this collection, how many do I have? Because I actually didn't count how many Blu-rays I have. I'm pretty sure I have a lot. So let me know in the comments below how many Blu-rays I have in my collection. Make sure you guys follow me at social media links down below. Keep contact with me and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Notify for my latest movie reviews and other movie related content. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a nice day.